Okay. We should be live now. After all this. Okay, well, we got, yeah, lightning delay, annoying delay. I've said it before, I hate the idea of this, of lightning delays and all that, but we got this. Okay, I gotta add the browser for this, or the window. There we go, okay. It was supposed to start in like 10 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, lightning put an automatic delay for the game, but we should be good now. Hopefully, because I forgot this game was in Louisville, even though, like, I literally just did a video for it, but yeah. Showing the, man, I don't want to see the championship game. I don't want to see my team getting boat raced in the beginning of it. That was rough. That was a rough last year. Mm. Mm. But yeah. Yes, they've got the championship game on last year. I think they had the quick version or something, which is crazy. I do wonder what. So the important thing to know is what's going to happen for TV. For those of you that do not remember, and yes, I am eating lunch right now. As you can probably tell, I did not. As I said, if you just joined, my alarm did not go off the way it was supposed to. So yeah, but I am wondering what they're gonna do when this game is like. Are they gonna do like less delays or something within the game, like TV timeouts? Because what happens when this game ends up ending? Because this is supposed to be a double header. Are they gonna put the other game on like ESPN or something? I don't know for sure. Yes, I am back. Just, you know, issues with the thingy. And I think I stayed a bit too late doing some editing stuff last night, and then when I had my alarm set, I think I put up too early, and then when I tried to change it, it just didn't work, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? Currently in weather delay. Oh, we got the dictator Mbappe in the background. The dictator, the supreme leader, Kylian Mbappe. Is Rousey Carano tonight? Right? I think we talked about it yesterday. I think that's literally tonight. Let me see. Yeah, it is tonight. Okay. I don't know what time it is. Not telling me what time it is anywhere. But it's tonight. Okay. I'm turning from Orlando fan to St. Louis fan. And I didn't switch recently. I just posted I'm live for the game now while you having my lunch. Ooh. We're putting the game back on now. Let's see them putting the game back on. No more championship for us. So there we go. Defenders versus Kings should be starting back up soon in a couple minutes. What's up, Bindi? Zactor, man, crazy. Crazy coming in this late, but yeah, did not work on that video. I gotta work on that later today. Hopefully I can get that out today though, the Storm video. I want to get, and if DC wins, I want to get at least one of those videos out today and have one of them scheduled for tomorrow. But we'll see. Yeah, call me mean. I'm not a fan of the weather delays for lightning either. Like, for lightning delays, like, man. Like, dude, the odds of it actually... How many of these lightning delays have we seen and then nobody ends up actually having anything happen? Like, when was the last time a lightning actually, like, hit a stadium during a game and it was like, oh no, something bad happened? It's crazy, man. I'm not for it. I do not like it at all. Yeah, I got a hot pocket and I've got like some small amount of cheese balls for lunch. How to make something quick, you know? No, it is a meatball mozzarella one. Yeah, talking about last week's game. Naturally, they're doing the back-to-back head-to-head. We'll see what ends up this one. Hey, I literally woke up. I looked at the clock and I said, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Oh crap, my alarm never went off." You know, and I looked and I joined chat and everybody's like talking about the game not starting. I'm like, wait, they're talking about streaming the game, and I'm like, oh, thank God there was a weather delay. Is that Marion? No, Marcus. And yeah, they don't want that insurance claim, man. Which I will say, for the NFL is crazy. The NFL has more than enough money to deal with it. The UFL, I can get it, because God forbid a lightning strike did happen. Oh my God, the amount of money they have to spend. But the NFL, man, come on. Chandler Rogers, my father. Talking with DeAndre Baker right now. I'm gonna have to come home yet. I got the green screen. I got it last week, but struggled to set it up. But I got it set up now, so yeah. We got our supreme leader, Kylian Mbappe, in the background. There's like literally infinite of these images I could use. Yeah, the early games, like, I've talked about this a couple times, like 12 o'clock is, it's rough, especially in the West Coast, right? Like, we've talked about TV ratings and how the West Coast is like this animal that you could really boost from. Like, we understand the East has more people. But when you're starting games at 12 o'clock, that's 9 a.m. Western time, right? Or Pacific. That's horrid. Like, there's a reason why the NFL doesn't have games earlier than 1 o'clock normally. Because if it's 1 o'clock, it means that it's 10 on the West Coast, so it's early, but not like 9 a.m. It's terrible, man. I hope that they go back to like 1 o'clock at some point. Maybe it has something to do with stadium availability that they can't do like back-to-back games like that, but I don't know. That is true. The rain definitely really hurt the attendance for this game. Especially for it being Louisville, that is going to be a shame. Oh, breakfast in Hawaii, yeah. I don't remember what... I know somebody told me in chat that Hawaii is like really bad. Like, Hawaii is like, what, 6 a.m., 5 a.m., something like that? Well, I forgot we were on ESPN, so all them betting talks, baby. Let's go. Yeah, I don't think you were around for the rant, Gary, but it wasn't like a long rant, but I did talk about how much I hate the NFL going to a bunch of dome stadiums. I hate the idea of every team trying to get to a dome stadium just to host a Super Bowl. I hate that, man. They got to be outdoors. We need snow games, weather games. Come on. Considering there's a weather delay for like 15 minutes, honestly, it's not like that awful of a crowd. It's definitely worse than, you know, every other game we've seen of them. But when you consider the weather, at least that away side, doesn't look that bad, honestly. So let's see what happens. Looks like DC is going to get the ball to start the game. Cannon Brown is going to be kicking off. And he's blowing whistle to start the game. Right, is he going to kick it off? The kick is up. Would he initially recovered at about the 5-yard line. Great kickoff. Up to the 10, the 15, the 20, 25, the 30. And he's going to be taking the... Oh, the 35 breaks tackle. The 40, the 45, the 50, and down at about the 41-yard line. Huge return for the DC defenders right there. Tanner Brown was able to slow him down just a little bit, and that was a big reason why he was able to get tackled. Great return for DC. They're starting off with great field position. I mean, I'm not seeing a ton of rain right now, so I don't think the ability to run is a big factor in this one, honestly, but I don't know. Yeah, Trevor, I got back finally, thankfully. And yeah, the Friday night games at 8, definitely love those. Consistent time every single week, every single same channel is what I love to see. It's what I've said for years they needed, and it's great they have that. And they got rewarded for it with very consistent ratings of, 650 to like 700. Ball is snapped. Tiamu fakes the handoff. Throws to the right. It's going to be caught for a first down at the 20. Oh, makes a nice move. That's a touchdown. Touchdown DC on their first play from scrimmage. Ty Scott with a touchdown. He has been great the last few weeks, and he gets another touchdown to his name. Great move. Did a little back stutter step and was able to go right past the defender. Great play. They're showing the kick return by Valladay, and now they're going to show the touchdown by Scott. Oh, no, they've just messed up the graphic. That's great. But huge 6-0 already. Yeah, I think this is only like the 3rd time I've done this. Maybe the 4th time where I've had to eat lunch while doing this. Because normally I have it before, even in the game's early, but yeah, not today. Kick is up. No, did he make that? Yes, he did, barely. That was a sketchy make, but it is good, so it is 7-0 DC over Louisville. 18 seconds into the game, it's 7-0. That is a crazy start. That is a crazy start for DC right there. Okay, random stuff. What is trending? What, Lewandowski? Chelsea, did they win? Oh, I forgot that game was this morning. Did they win? No, they didn't. I don't know why they're trending number 1. DC and Clinch in the same season. On the game, I thought it was weird for sure, honestly. It was a bit weird. But, like, it got a bit better later on in the game. It still was definitely a bit weird. I don't really have, like, a ton to say about it, honestly. But I like that they did change some of the stuff. Like, they got better with the camera angles later in the game, which was nice. So, that's what I would say with that. Got to put up the PGA on the side. At least going to have the scores up. I know the big golfers don't start till later. Wow. Kirk is up there. Chris Kirk just had a really monster day so far. Shoffley having a good day. Rose having a great day. That's a great day. -5 to get within. That's within 2. That's not... Hey, he could push it. McElroy doing well, but he put himself in such a bad hole. It's crazy. Felt like a high school stadium. I mean, it really kind of is, in a way. Like, you only got one side of the field that actually has anything, so yeah. Sector, I feel that. I do feel that. I haven't even had my caffeinated drink yet. I gotta at least get something in my stomach. And then I'm gonna be probably pound this Diet Pepsi. 5th receiving touchdown in the season, tied most of the UFL. I think he didn't do anything the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season. I mean, he just started going off by week 3 or 4, and it's just been a runaway train since then for Ty Scott. Now we'll see what Louisville can do. It played bums outside of Man and Silvers. Yeah, they're probably going to miss the playoffs. I mean, like I said, if DC is able to pull off this W, and if Columbus someone gets the upset, it'll be huge, but yeah. I do not know if it was lightning. Well, my phrase is, I do not know if it was pouring, because it definitely looks weird for it to have been lightning glaze. I don't know if it was just lightning that happened, which weird, but I don't know. Return is up to the 20, the 25, the 30, cuts inside the 35. Oh my god, the 40. Oh no, the 50 is a touchdown. The 40, the 30, the 20. What is this? Touchdown Louisville on the kick return. It's been 31 seconds. We got 2 touchdowns. There's no flag on the play. It's a touchdown. Nobody was able to catch him. What is this game? It is 7-6, 31 seconds into the game. Look at that. There was just a huge hole that opened up, and he cut out, and oh my god. That's crazy. What a start. What a start from this game. 100-point game incoming. At this rate, maybe. Oh my gosh. They're going to be going for 1 here. Kick is up and it is good. It has been 31 seconds of game time, and it is 7-7. I just realized, what is going on here? Okay, I guess we just don't have the play-by-play stuff. I guess they haven't updated this. That's hilarious. Oh my god, it's hilarious. They haven't updated this. Okay. Well, I guess this is the screen we're gonna get. It's just the score. What is this? Dude, I have no idea. This is crazy for sure. What's up, WVer? I don't know about that. I just had a Hot Pocket and some cheese stuff right now. There we go. There's just like complain that the thing's popping up. Love to see that. Arena indoor. Yeah, I mean, there's only been 1 play from scrimmage. You had a kickoff return to about the 41-yard line in enemy territory, followed by an immediate touchdown, followed by a kickoff return touchdown. There's been 3 total plays in this game. Look, here's a crazy game. The other thing went the over 45.5. Oh, yes. It's looking like it's going to be a good one. You got a 14-point cushion immediately. Return is going to be down to about the 28-yard line. Are we going to have a normal drive this time? Or are we going to have another 1-play touchdown? We will see in a second. Yeah, the Hot Pocket got the Kings touchdown. I mean, hey, this is crazy scoring. In shotgun for the defenders. 2 receivers at both sides of the ball. Ball snapped. They fake the handoff and they slide, and then Talma gets about 3.5 yards on the carry. And they both score. Within literally 31 seconds of game time, both teams scored. It's crazy. Actually crazy how fast these teams have scored. There's a Kings defender down right now. Mean taking off the field now. He is walking off the field. We have 14 minutes and 9 seconds left. Scoring is slowed down a lot. Based on the early part of the game, we would have expected a touchdown here. Crazy, man. What a start to this game. Oh, my God. 2nd and 7 for the defenders. Ball is snapped. Rolling out to his right. Ooh, there's a flag. It's going to be false start, I guess. False start on the offense there. Note to that, Brad. Adam's always just kept up with all the stats for the USFL and the UFL. Like, he just does that on the side, especially because the UFL and USFL has been, let's just say, not consistent with it. So he just does it normally, so he'll just, be able to use it to spread it all with everybody. Passes up the middle. It's caught. The 40. The 45. Oh, dude, for a second I was going to break that tackle. I thought he was about to break that tackle and go for a house. Oh, that's still a huge gain, though. That would be cool if they do announce that. That could be a good idea to announce the championship game, not going to lie. Do the halftime announce that? That would be cool. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, cuts inside, and they get about 2 yards in carry. Driving not showing anything about Jamie Sharp or having, literally coached in the defenders last year. Oh, they did. Never mind. I see at the bottom. Okay. Ball is snapped. Handed off up the middle, and they get about 3 yards in the carry. I got to see a bit more from Rodgers to go to that conclusion. The issue with Bean is that he was both inconsistent and, there were questions about his willingness because of, the dive, the slide into the end zone. I got to see this. I got to see Rodgers have one more good game for sure. What happened in this game? Kickoff return for about 60 yards, followed by an immediate touchdown. Ball's thrown to the left. It is intercepted at the 40-yard line up to the 50. The 40. The 30, and he gets pulled out of bounds. And that's going to be a horse collar tackle by Ty Scott. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty added on to the end of that interception. Oh, wow. We're about to have another touchdown. Oh, man. That is terrible. Oh, man. That's terrible. This is going to be called the horse collar, right? Yes, they are. Okay, that was a pretty obvious horse collar tackle by Ty Scott. That's crazy. 1st and 10, ball is snapped. They hand it off. Cuts to the right, gets about 3 yards in the carry. Yeah, that was a crazy interception to throw right there. And yeah, it is true. Especially because Dallas lost yesterday. If you win as Louisville, that's huge because you're basically fully overtaking them even more, so that'd be huge. Ball snapped. They fake the handoff. Rodgers is rolling out. He's getting pressured. And he's going to take a terrible sack. Ooh, and he just got jumped by 2 guys. It's about a 7-yard loss. They might be able to hold him to a field goal here. Third and 17 now. In shotgun. Ball snapped. Ooh, could have been false start there. Throws it, and it's going to be tipped to the line of scrimmage. They're going to force the field goal. They're able to force the field goal. What a game. Oh, man, I got to see what the posts are on Twitter. Apparently none. Okay. 39-yard field goal attempt for Tanner Brown. Let's even get back on track. He was at one point arguably the best kicker in the league. Still is, but he's been a bit shaky. Kick is up, and that's good. Great 39-yard kick. 5 minutes into the game, it is 7-10. DC is losing to the Louisville Kings. I mean, we got two horse teams, Brad, so I mean, like, I do agree it'd be definitely weird to have two outlaw, renegade-ish types of teams, but we do have two horse teams, which is just wild, but I will say, let's see what ends up happening here. Are we going to immediately go into the next kickoff, or are we going to skip this commercial break? That's what I want to see. It looks like we're going to go immediately to the kickoff, so they might be trying to get this game expedited. That's what I was saying that might happen, is they might try to expedite this game as quick as possible. So, because again, this is the doubleheader on ABC. You have a game on right after this one, and the league probably wants that game to be on TV starting when it's supposed to and not really push back at all for starting time. So they're probably going to try and get this game over quick. I mean, DC, it's going to be rough because they do play Orlando in back-to-back weeks, but the way they are, like I said, it's very hard for them to miss the playoffs. Even if they were to lose out, there's still a really good chance they make the playoffs. They cut inside, and they're going to be down at about the 26-yard line. So, like, that's the good thing for DC, is it's really hard for them to miss the playoffs in general. It's going to take, like, a lot of really bad luck to really cost them a playoff spot, so yeah. He used to have teams, the Rough Riders and the Rough Rides. Oh my gosh. Well, this drive is going to start in really bad field position for the defenders. They just took a 15-yard penalty. Well, let's see what DC does here. First and 10. Gonna show the penalty here? Think so. Yeah, the blindside block. he just fully bullied that guy. It's great. Nice football right there. First and 10 at the 14. Let's see what DC does here. Ball snap. They hand it off to the left. He's gonna be down for about a 1-yard loss. Yeah, Renegade ball. Oh my gosh. I would love to see what an updated Outlaws logo would, because the Outlaws logo is like one that really, like, if you try to like pull the old logos and put them new, it's the one that looks the most ancient in a way. So I wonder how it would look if they did a modernized feel to it. DC never gonna know how to hit them. 2nd and 11 for the defenders. 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen, 2 at the top of your screen. Ball is snapped. You get pressured. He's going to be taken down for about a 6-yard loss on the sack. Louisville might get another win here. It is crazy we might not have one. I got to look at the schedule. Let me see. 2026 UFL season. That won't be one. I mean, that could... There's a world where Kings Aviators ends up being one, but I doubt it. I think this team is just too good, the Kings, but it's possible. Yeah, it doesn't really look like there is a true one because of how the seasons come out, which is really weird, but yeah. Ball is snapped. Teamu throws it over the middle. It is... Oh, it is intercepted! Receiver dropped it! We might get the pick 6 here up to the 10. The 5 out of bounds. Oh, that's not even on Teamu. That was a great throw. His receiver completely dropped it, and it was intercepted. Oh, man. This is not looking good at all for the DC defenders. Oh, my God. I do not know for sure about the Oklahoma thing. I know there was that one news broadcast that said some stuff about it, but I do not know for sure. Would need DC to lose that, Kings to win more, St. Louis and BM to win out to boot DC. Yeah, I do not see that happen just because of BM winning out is going to be tough. Man, it's a rough interception because that's not even on Te'amu, but that's, that's still on the stat sheet. Oh my god. They rush up the middle. They get about 3 yards. They're still going. Got about a 3-yard gain. Dude, this game is crazy. I mean, Louisville's about to score off that interception right now. Oh, my God. Hey, guys, remember last night when I said Jack Plummer is my MVP through, right now? Yeah, I stand by it. Coming from the guy that was hating on Jack Plummer, watching with the Panthers, that's your MVP right now is Jack Plummer. Oh, that one wasn't on him. That was definitely on the receiver. I mean, that was right in his hands, and he just kind of whiffed it. Throw, and it's a touchdown. Tyreek Black gets the touchdown. Oop, there's a flag. Looks like it's going to be a false start or something. We'll see in a second what the flag is. Any possible non-QB MVP? We were talking about it last night. I just don't think it is. I really do not think it's possible just because of who. Like, there's nobody that's having, like, that level of an insane season. So I do not think that that's possible, honestly. Second and goal. Ball is snapped. Oh, great sack by DC. It looks like they just did not have enough guys blocking, and DC just passed rush. They got an immediate sack. There's another big play after the penalty. They might be able to hold them without a field goal here. Big play right there. Ball snapped. Rodgers throws it to the right. It's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Going to be taken down. So they hold him another field goal. The defense is keeping DC in this game because that really should be, they should easily be up by way more than just 6 points if they make this kick. But hey, DC, man, their defense is doing enough to hold them within the game. That's back-to-back great sequences by the defense. The offense at home, yeah, it is crazy how bad they are at home. The thing with Hakeem is that he really has only had, like, a couple really dominant weeks. And the fact that Perez is back, it makes it hard to say for sure that he's going to be the MVP. So, I really don't think it could be him. Like, you have to, Kevontae Turpin was the best receiver in the league and was an exceptional returner in 2022. And even then, I still wouldn't have given him MVP. I would have given it to Chris Odom for his insane sack season. Like, that's the best example of, like, really, even Jacob Sailors could have arguably won it in the last two years. Kick is up, and it is good. It is going to be 13-7 Louisville over DC. Like, if it wasn't for Perkins and Martinez both having incredible years, Jacob Sailors probably would have won an MVP. I just don't see Akeem Butler getting that MVP. He's not having that good of a season. Like, you have to have an insane season to win MVP as, like, a receiver, and he's not having that level of season. And missing the first 2 games. Like, if they were winless when he wasn't playing and then they were, like, undefeated with him, maybe. But you have to have an insane season to win it over a quarterback, and we're not seeing that this year. But why do we bring out the best of Louisville? Man, I don't know. The thing with Te'amu is he's had an issue where he's an every other year guy, Pred. Like, when you go back to, like, let's say 2022, right? 2022 didn't have a great year. 2023 had a great year. 2024, not a good year. 2025, really good year. It's like he's an odd year menace, and then he's an even year pumpkin in a way. Which is kind of weird, but that's kind of what it's been. Because that's what's been the case. Like, he was not good with the Bandits. I know I saw a lot of people try to blame the roster around him. Again, that same roster with Cole Kelly at quarterback ended up being better. So, He was not great in 2022. Then he was really good in 23. Really not good in 24. It's just weird, man. And we're on an even year, but I still have him second in my MVP race right now. Yeah, that would be hilarious to see that Perez is not gonna make it, but I mean Perez is gonna make it, but yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. Man, that's crazy. They're trying to act. Man, I'm sorry. The MVP carders tonight, I'm not watching this fight night. This fight night is not good. They basically looked at this one. They said, this is terrible. Like, man, dude, like, of the entire main card, there's literally, like, maybe 3 fighters that you've heard of. If you are a big fan. Hmm. Oh, Perez versus Tam would be great. That would be a great game. I mean, to most people, that would be the battle, because I think we assume that these two guys might be retiring this year. Again, we use that every year because of how long they've been playing, but, like, that could very well be the game that determines who is the real Spring King to most people, is whoever wins that game. So that's definitely a good point to bring up. If that were to happen, that'd be, like, completely changing the whole thing. Corey Mayfield. Yeah, I agree, Rookie. The defense is completely holding him in check. I mean, if the defense wasn't playing this well, because, I mean, the defense only allowed 6 points. You got to remember, there's kickoff returns. The defense has allowed 6 points after 2 really bad turnovers by the offense. The fact that this is a 6-point game is crazy. I don't think it necessarily heightens the rivalry. If it was like Teano was back there or something like that, it would. But Perez, I wouldn't say that it heightens the rivalry. I mean, to an extent it does, because Teamu versus Perez is a rivalry in itself. So I think that to that level, yes, but the other way, no. Look at that, the Baltimore Ravens Lamar Jackson jersey in the stands. I got 20 points scored in the first quarter, and we got 6.5 minutes left, so we might have some points being scored today. Kick is up. Recovered at about the 12-yard line, up to the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35. Oh, my God, the 40, the 45. Oh, dude, he almost broke for another one. That's still a really good return up to the 45-yard line. Talking to Coach Harris on the sideline right now. With the team stats all year, this is a crazy beginning. St. Louis, because St. Louis didn't go. Dude, St. Louis is raw flag. Dude, I know the year I went, it was bad, and the year later, it was so even worse. Like I said, I think there were more people in the stands for the 2023 USL Championship than the 2024 UFL Championship, which is... But this year, I do believe, even if DC missed it, I think DC will be solid. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. Throw it. It's going to be... Oh, it could have been intercepted. There's a flag here. Let's see what this is. Who wins? I picked DC to win, but the way it's starting off right now, I don't know. That's another suspect pass by Teamu right there. And ineligible lineman downfield. That's going to be a penalty on DC. What's up, chatter? Kickoffs returns. Oh, yeah, the kickoff returns are great right now. Got some great stuff going on right now. Ball is snapped. Teamu runs. It gets to the 50. And he's going to be down about the 46-yard line. Solid play right there for Teamu. Getting about 9 yards on the carry right there. Brandon Anderson. I do not believe he has reported on that at all. And maybe he put some, like, thumbnail, but I don't think he's ever... Yeah, he's not said that I can see at all. There is a defender down right now. Is that Teamu? Yeah, this is definitely an interesting game. If Teamu is going to be forced to come out for a drive, you got Jason B on your roster. We'll see what he does against this former team in the Kings. Oof. We'd be taking this island. We'll see if that's an just like a one-play stinger or a big one. Oh, they're putting in Spencer Sanders. Wow. Like, I'm not... Look, I've been somebody that's been, like, actually, you know, liking Spencer Sanders, you know, because I thought he was solid at college, you know, before the last year, but I thought they would have put in Jason Bean here. Anderson just being negative. Like I said, I don't think he's made any sort of report like that. None of his videos have done that. He may have done something in a thumbnail, but I do not believe he would have said that. Two receivers on both sides of the ball. Ball snapped. Sanders gets pressured, and he takes the sack. Man, they did not give him enough protection right there. I like the call, but that's not good. Yeah, no Jason Bean. No Bean revenge game. We got Spencer Sanders in. Which, man, they did not protect him that well in that first play. Third and 11 for the DC defenders. Yeah, somehow no Jason Bean Marion. Kind of shocked at that. Sanders gets pressured. He throws it over the middle. It is caught up to the 40, the 35, and he's down about the 32. There's a flag. Oh, don't be on offense, man. If that's on offense, that's going to be really rough for DC and Sanders right there. Oh, my God. Penalty on DC again. Oh, my God. Well, he didn't get benched. He just got hurt. I don't know how bad the injury is, but he is hurt right now. And pre-sliding Bean. Oh, my gosh. Man, that's terrible. They get a penalty right there. Yeah, that like second to last year OSU, man, he was so good there for sure. He was so good that year. 3rd and 21 after the penalty. 1 step forward, 7 step back. True. 5 penalties for 48 yards. Oh my God. Ball is snapped. He's just gonna immediately rush for it, and he's gonna be taken down at about the 44-yard line. Oh man. What a drive. What a drive by DC. So many penalties on there, man. This is just like last week. They just got so many penalties called on them last week, and they're having it happen again this time. Mike DeLillo? Wow. Is he coming in for the Kings? Let's see what DC does here. Because DC does have to go for this. They did cross the 50-yard line, so they do have to go for this, but we'll see. Yeah, not too shocked, Marvin. It's a shame that we don't have too many guys that post a ton of UFL content on here. It is a shame. It would be nice to see a couple other guys join at some point if the league gets bigger. Is DeLillo going to play? That would be... I wouldn't be stunned. I mean... I wouldn't be stunned, but I mean, you're winning right now. It'd be a weird time to put in DeLillo. But like I said, I wouldn't be stunned. I think that he knows the playbook. I think he has played against his defense enough, so we'll see. But let's see. Can the defenders get 14 yards in this play? Good old Pretty. Yeah, she's currently outside of here, lying down. In shotgun. 4th and 14 for the defenders. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Ball snap. That's a false start. That was a clear false start by the left tackle right there. Bro was 3 steps ahead. Shannon's upset about it. And honestly, like I said earlier, there's been a lot of instances of the right tackle for Louisville cutting off a bit early. Yeah, Coach Harris is pissed. He is not happy right now. 4th and 19 now, so they lose the yards they just gained back in the last play. Oh my god. 4th and 19, ball is snapped. Sanders is getting pressured. He evades his own lineman. And he just pitches the ball away. That was the right play there. You know, don't want to lose an extra 7 yards to give him back, but they weren't able to do anything. What a start for DC, man. What a game. What a game right now. Oh my gosh. Let's see this. Kepka hit an eagle. He's only at even, bro. What the heck? Now let's see what Louisville does here. Yeah, the ref is smiling, bro. The ref is happy. Dude, did the check clear? Did the check from Mike Rapoli clear? Oh, no. Say it ain't so. 1st and 10 for the Louisville Kings in shotgun. Chandler Rogers is still in a quarterback. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Cuts to the right, and it's going to be stopped for about a 1-yard gain for the Louisville Kings there. 0 first downs, 13 points. That's a stat line right there. One would say that's a terrible stat. One would say that's a great stat for the wrong reasons. But it is a stat. Remember, Dallas lost. That makes it even easier for the Kings to make the playoffs if they can pull off this win. Even though they have head-to-head tiebreaker currently, it still is a really big advantage if they're a game and a half ahead instead of half a game. Pass run to the right. It's a bit of it's an underthrown pass. It's incomplete. He could have caught that, but that's on Rodgers. That should have been higher. 3rd and 9. Blake, is your defense gonna carry this team again in the same game? I mean, he's already made 2 great stops. We'll see what happens again. And Cam Gill's had a great year with these resting line injury guys. Like, Briley Moore is one that I know there was a question about a few weeks ago that he may have been hurt and he's been resting. I don't know for sure. They're not really in a position to rest yet. I think they should at least clinch a playoff spot for sure. Ball snap, they hand it off. Cuts inside. And they get the first down. And they get down to 25-yard line. It just might be it's a bad matchup for DC, honestly. The way Louisville, because we've always talked about Louisville's defense is a very solid unit, even back when they were 0-3. So it might just be they're a very bad matchup for DC. In regards to that, I think that might be part of the issue, but yeah. Who can't come back to the Kings? Bad hair day, yeah. Blake Williams got up late, too. Ball is snapped. He hands it off. It's another... Ooh, he gets taken down for about a 9-yard gain. Yeah, that one game definitely isn't. This is not what you want to see for DC. DC had that insane streak, and it's been a bit rough. 26 missed tackles last week. Yeah, Blake's hair is looking... It is looking like something else right now. 75 total offensive yards. Man, that's offensive to me, bro. That's terrible. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, and they're going to get stopped for... Wow, they gave the first down last play? The hell? Okay, the refs are really, doing that to Louisville. There's no way they gave Robinson a first down that last play. Now it's going to be 2nd and 10 now for the for the Louisville Kings. Tamu's throwing on the sideline, so he might be back in. I'm not even going to lie when I say this. I wouldn't be against letting Tamu, sit for the rest of this game. Purely because he has been a bit rough. Give him, a 1-game break or something. I wouldn't honestly be against that. Ball is snapped. Throws it. And it's intercepted by DC! DC gets the interception. It was a great play right there. DC was able to jump the route and get the interception. Oh, no! There's a flag! Oh, don't say it ain't so! Oh, don't say it ain't so. Spencer Sanders had a really good, 2 years at Oklahoma State. Went somewhere else. I believe it was Ole Miss and was the backup. And then that's pretty much it. He was QB3 last year behind DeLillo. So, yeah, definitely, I thought he was really good at Oklahoma State. Then he just made a, weak decision to transfer. Just didn't end up working. But let's see what this flag is. They're still talking, man. They're talking, how can we screw DC? Offsetting penalties. After the interception. Okay, so fouls by both teams after the play. Okay. Teamu got hit hard, or not hit hard, but he came down a bit awkward, and he was out for a few plays because of a leg, but now he is back. It was Ole Miss. I thought it was Ole Miss, and he backed up Jackson. So, yeah, he backed up Jackson Dart that 1 year. But Teamu should be good now, but we'll see. DC coach always crying, yelling at the refs. But interception does stand. Thompson gets the interception. Then you have some offsetting penalties afterwards. So 1st and 10 now for the DC defenders. Now, can their offense do something this time? Or will they get stalled out again? Or throw another interception? Or have another tip ball be intercepted? Let's see. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Teamu is back in. And it's going to be about a, due to forward progress, about a 1.5 yard loss for DC on the first down play. That should take us to the second quarter. We will see in a second. Dad's open. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is still the first quarter, which is crazy. Like, even with the delayed kickoff, right? The fact that it's 1:20, basically, and we're still in the first quarter is crazy. Even if you count for the delay, it's crazy. And we are heading to the second quarter. Absolutely wild what's going on, man. Jax was covered. Why'd he throw that? King show up to play today. You know who else did, honestly? The defense has been showing up pretty well. I gotta say, the defense has been showing up really well for the DC defenders. This game should not be a 6-point game. It should be like a total blowout. They've been doing a really good job. The defense is doing everything they can to keep them in this game. Let's go over here then. Give me some good news over here. Good news. Yes. Okay. New notifications. Okay, stuff like that. Got it. Oh, a commercial break for that. Let's check on Twitter. Wow, Wrighton is in the top 10. That's crazy. He's got 2 Eagles on the day. Dang, and he just won last week. That was a great one he had last week. Oh, man. Morikawa is cooked. +3, he's done. Rory with 4 birdies in the front 9. Man, dude, there's so much birdies action going on today. Oh, man, dude, the defending football show is not happy right now. Oh, man. New post as well. Oh, I forgot. Just that. Okay. Kings need to keep running the ball. Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is this, right? The Kings should be up by way more than 6. Like, if you're DC, you are thrilled with the score right now. Because the way that this game has been going, the fact that it's only a 6-point game is sickening if you're a Kings fan. You should be up minimum of 10. Really, you should be up by about like 14. Terrible right there. Hey, bro, you know, the Storm got to play the Renegades. That's a borderline free win nowadays. And so they got the win. You know, they're in the playoffs. I got to make that video. Jack Plummer's your MVP, probably. I mean, again, like I said, it's going to come down to next week, most likely. It's going to pretty much come down to Week 9, whoever wins that game. Because Week 10, we might be seeing some benched action. So Week 9 is pretty much going to determine who is your MVP. Is it Jack Plummer or is it going to be Jordan Teamu? So we'll see. And hell, it might even declare your offensive player of the year if the league wants to pull up Bryce Perkins and give him both awards for some reason. But yeah. I'm going to be disappointed. I mean, the Kings got some help with the Renegades losing. The Kings just need to go 2-1 for sure. Like, if the Kings go 3-0 to end the season, I think it's almost a guarantee they make the playoffs. Because, like I said, I do not see Birmingham going 3-0. I think they're going to go 2-1. But if you lose today, then it gets a bit rough. Then you're going to have Birmingham lose like 2 of their last games, which is possible if they lose to Houston, which, again, Kevin Sumlin's 2-1 against the Birmingham Stallions, so never say never there, but yeah. What's up, St. Brown? Nice is your success. Yeah, the new markets have been pretty solid. Like I said, for this game, considering there was a like 30-minute delay, the fact that it's actually still looking decent in the crowd, especially compared to some other teams, is actually pretty impressive. Like I said, I really do expect next year Louisville is going to host a championship game. I honestly would be kind of shocked if they don't. Like, I could see a world of the Oklahoma, but I think it's probably going to be, it's going to be Louisville, and they deserve it. They've been great this year. Ball is snapped. They do hand it off to the left, and they got Sanders back in the game. Gets to the 20. Gets to about the 24-yard line. Like I said, I like this decision. I think they should keep Sanders in at least the half, like someone was saying, but I think I would probably keep him in the whole game. Just let Teamo get healthy. Do not risk him getting hurt. See what happens, but yeah. Yeah, St. Louis, it's been rough. They still have a lot of people, which some people say, but yeah. Yeah, Louisville would be a great place. It was, Teamo got like a little bit of a leg injury. Ball snap, they hand it off. Great rush, first down to the 40, at about the 44-yard line. Teamo got a bit of a leg injury, came in, was still looking a bit hobbled and shaky, and you do not want to risk him getting hurt. Especially DC, like I've talked about, DC won the championship last year having rested their starters for a game and a half. So they understand just how important it is to get guys rested. I think the way they're viewing it is even if Teamo could play right now, it's probably better to let him rest and get healthy. He's also been a bit shaky the last couple of weeks, so, get him some time off. Hopefully that helps him as well. I like this decision to put in Sanders, see what you have in him as well. They throw it to the right. It's going to be, that could have been a pick six. That was almost a pick six on that screen right there. Instead it's incomplete. But it is 2nd and 10 for the DC defenders. I will say, though, I am still a bit shocked they're not using Jason Bean. That really makes that trade look even worse. So you literally traded your QB2 for a QB3, which is a decision, 2nd and 10. They hand it off. They get about 6 yards on the carry on 2nd down. Jason Bean. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just wanted him as QB3, but that would be crazy. But yeah, we're slow in the trenches. Yeah, I am shocked that Bean is not in right now. I mean, hey, like I said, it makes Louisville look good. Louisville, I definitely think, like I said, I think Mike DeLillo knows that playbook a lot better, the DC playbook, so I'm also kind of shocked he's not in. Spencer Sanders getting pressure rolling to his right. He's going to throw on the sideline. It is going to be incomplete. That was honestly a smart throw. Worst case scenario, it's incomplete. Best case is a great catch. I like that one. Out of the dome and into Energetic Park. Yeah, I also do not want them to do that. I just don't want them. The Battlehawks are the team in the dome. I don't want them to move to another place, but we'll see what happens. Man, that was a pretty solid throw. That could have been caught. It's going to force a punt here. The Louisville defense is able to get the offense off the field. Great play right there. Louisville still only has a 6-point lead. Really should be more, but yeah. The league building stadiums, man, if that were to happen, that wouldn't be for like a long time. Probably like 20, 30 years if they were to do that. Punt is up. It is going to be down at about the 5-yard line. There is a flag on the field. We will see who this flag is on because it was thrown very early, but yeah, right now it's not a great return for the Kings. Let's see. Another penalty on the DC defenders. Oh my god. That's rough for them. So many penalties. Yeah, shields are looking down right now for sure. It's looking bad. Curious defenses, Brandon. Hey, the defenses are the... Honestly, both defenses are playing really solid. This really should not be this close to a game. Oh, that's right. Tonight is the Montreal Canadiens versus the Sabres. That's going to be a game right there. They run to the left. It's going to be about a 1-yard gain. There is a flag. Is this another DC flag? They're going to throw another one on DC. Offensive holding. Wow. That's going to be a 10-yard loss for him. Yeah, I agree that they should stay in the Dome. Even if it's a little less than it's been, I would prefer they stay. They've made that their identity. I'd keep them there. This is not when you want to struggle. That's the worst part for DC, is that you are getting to that, playoff area. And again, you still haven't made the playoffs, and you do play Orlando twice. So it's not like it's a guarantee, like if you were playing Houston twice, you're going to win one of those games. Pass throw to the left. Great tackle in open field. It's going to be about a 1-yard loss. It's going to be about 2nd and 21. So, like, DC really needed this win here, so yeah. The Cardinals, dude. The Cardinals, I don't think, did they, like, never bad for long. If they're bad for, like, 3 years, and they immediately get back into it. Which is crazy since they're not even, like, a big market team. 2nd and 21 for the Kings. They got 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Ball is snapped. Getting pressured. Throws it over the middle. It is going to be caught at the 40. Up to the 45. The 50. The 45. The 40. Ooh, he might have been out of bounds early. They might call him out of bounds about the 45. But either way, it's a huge play for Isaiah Winstead. Great play for the Kings. Terrible right there for the defense. Defense finally made a big mistake there. Oof. Yeah, the Chiefs' move is definitely going to help him out too as well. That was a great throw. He's getting pressure. The pocket was collapsing. He got the throw off. If he was literally half a second late, he would not have gotten the throw off, and it could have been a fumble. That was great for sure. Beautiful play right there. Allowing a 2nd and 21 conversion. Yeah, for all that. 1st down at the 45-yard line for the Louisville Kings in DC territory. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. A great play right there by the DC defense. 5-yard loss for the Kings. Oh, they're only about a 3-yard loss, though. Ten minutes left in the half. Nine minutes and 45 seconds left about this one. How will DC F this up? Yeah, they're going to allow a touchdown right here. Throw to the right. It's going to be incomplete. 3rd and 13. And they are going to be forced to go for a 4th down. They're not close enough to really kick a field goal. So they are probably going to have to go for a 4th down. Unless they get about... If they get like 6 yards, they might kick the field goal. They might just say, F it, go deep, Tanner Brown. But we'll see. 9.5 minutes left. Tanner Brown has the leg. He's made a couple 59-yarders. He could make a 60-yarder. So if you get to, like, let's say 62 yards or less, you might go for it. But you still got to gain a couple yards. I think you're at least, like, 3 yards too far back to go for a field goal here. It's shotgun. Ball snapped. Gets pressured. He's going to run it. And he's going to go out of bounds there. Ooh, he might have gone too far, actually. There is a flag. Are they going to call this on defense, on DC? They might be getting DC for a late hit here. We'll got to see that. Harrison Frosty's minute. Oh, my God. Don't even say that. The Bad Dog's about to steamroll everyone. Hey, if Prez even gets if he gets like 10% better each week, probably. Guys are still yapping right now. Let's see. Dean is still looking at it. They're not showing the replay. It'd be nice if we'd see the replay for it. Wow, this is... Okay, there we go. That's not a penalty. If they keep that penalty, that's a terrible penalty. That is not a penalty in any way, shape, or form. Number one, he barely really hits him, and he's initiating that while he's inbounds. That's like the Patrick Mahomes thing we've seen in the past where he'll, like, fake going out of bounds to stay in bounds. That's not a penalty. They got to pick that flag up, which I think they did pick the flag up, which is the right call. He initiated contact inbounds. That is in no way, shape, or form a penalty. And it looks like they are not going to give him, which is the correct call. Now, are they going to kick the field goal here? I would honestly kick it here. I would. I think that Tanner Brown can make this kick. You just want to get points on the board. I understand if you go for it. I do. But it is 4th and 7. You have a kicker that has the leg to do this. I'd go for it. But they're gonna, you know, I'd go for the field goal, but they're gonna go for this first down. We'll see if they get it. Oh, they're only there. Never mind. What? Yeah, where's the, what the hell? It gained like 6 yards. Okay, I don't know what the heck's going on right now, but he got 6 yards. I don't know why the ball's all the way right there. Yeah, 4th and 7. There we go. Again, I would kick it here. You're at the 4-point field goal line. I would kick the ball here. I'd kick it here. You got really lucky with the spot of the ball. You're going to be able to, you know, kick a 60-yard field goal if he makes it, and he has the leg for it. I'd kick it here. Your defense has been playing great against DC. That's a big factor, too. Your defense has been dominating DC all day. Even if you miss it, the odds that DC goes and scores a touchdown, based on how they played today, are very, very limited. I don't know why you wouldn't kick it here, honestly. I'd kick it, and it looks like they are going to do it. Tanner Brown is going onto the field. That's what you should do, is kick it, honestly. Yeah, I mean, Te'amu was looking definitely rough, and he has played a lot, so it's definitely not... He's definitely dealing with some injury stuff, and I do like the decision to keep him out if he is dealing with that for sure. I'm not even gonna... Okay, there you go. Oh, yes, and it looks like he is out for the game. So Te'amu is out for the entire game. We will see what that ends up meaning for DC. That's going to be a bit rough for them to win this game. That's another reason why I would go for it. You know, go for the field goal. In terms of views, yeah, not too... We've been around that same second place for a minute now. Maybe one day. But we'll see what they do for the field goal. I still stand by going for the field goal. Your defense is playing DC. Even before Te'amu got hurt, you were thoroughly outplaying them and all that, but yeah. Yeah, the one benefit with DC is I do think that if they beat the Storm once, they still make the playoffs. I think that's still a guarantee. I think they have to lose out for them to miss the playoffs in any way, shape, or form. I believe. I don't know for sure because I know this was a bit of tiebreaker stuff, but yeah. He tried going back and they pulled him in one play. Yeah, he was not looking too good. He's definitely looking like he's hurt. Hopefully he's nothing too serious. Like I said, you know, it would have been nice to have a guy that had played for you last year. Like, that's what I mean. Like, if you're not putting in Jason Bean as your backup, I really don't know why you traded Mike DeLillo. Just because, you know, you wanted to give him a shot to play when that shot to play meant that he was going to also ride the bench. This is the craziest part. You traded him so he could play, and now he's riding the bench in St. Louis. I mean, in Louisville. So it's like, man, what was the point? You know, what was the point of it? You just lost your, you know, your really, really, really solid backup quarterback for nothing, basically. The change match people want. So let's see if we go forward here. They are lining up for the kick. I like this. This is a 60-yard field goal. If they make this, this is a 4-point field goal, and the UFL 60-yarders are worth 4 points. We'll see if he makes this. He has the leg for it. Like I said, even if he misses, your defense has been outplaying DC all day, both Sanders and Te'amu. I like this decision. So let's see what happens. 4th and 7 for the Louisville Kings. They're going to be kicking the 60-yard field goal for 4 points. If they make this, they will be up 17-7. Kick is up. It is looking good. Doesn't have a leg. It is good. The 60-yarder is good. Tanner Brown has made the 60-yarder. 4-point field goal is good. It is 17-7. They are now leading by 10. Brown makes the 4-point field goal. I believe it makes him the second kicker to make a 60-yard field goal right there. Goes out in 30. What did I just see tweeted on my timeline? We will see what DC does. DC's got to answer now. It's not looking too good if you're DC. That's not good right there. Down 10 points now. It's a bit rough. But we'll see. So, Gotten Sports, they want the wins in the. Yeah, that was the right decision. They got rewarded for it. It does look like it could be Orlando versus St. Louis. It really does look like that could be the case now because King's going to be returned at about the 10-yard line up to the 15 and the 20, the 25, the 30, and it's going to be down at about the 34-ish yard line. Without having returned. Yeah, I agree. That 4-point field goal, every 4-point kick is good for the league. Gets a ton of traction. Obviously, you know, it helps get guys to the NFL because, you know, it shows 60-yarders being made in high-pressure situations. DC's got to do something, man. They have been having a rough day. They started the game off with the ball, so Louisville also does get the ball at half. So you cannot let this get out of hand too quick. You got to score something here. In shotgun for the DC defenders. Ball snap, they hand it off, cuts inside, gets about 5 yards on the play. Second down for the King, over the DC defenders. Oh, it looks like we might get under 60 at this point, just because of the backup, but never say never. But with Sanders in, I don't know if we're going to see that many points be scored. Sea King first win at home, what is that line? I wouldn't be shocked if in the future the NFL implements the 4-point kick, because 60-yarders are a big deal, and with those kickers being able to make like even 70-yarders potentially, I wouldn't be too shocked if they were at some point. They go for about 2 yards on the play. They're calling for a fumble, maybe. They're saying that Louisville has the ball. Let's see. It looks like they're giving the ball to Louisville. They're going to give it a fumble for Louisville. Oh, my God. Oh, man, DC, it's looking rough. My game pick is going to be cooked. I'm not getting that one at all. DC ain't winning. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, they have B, and they're not playing him. Kennesaw State. And so it is another turnover for the DC defenders. Oh, my God. This is going to be a blowout again. Yeah, it's a fumble. It is a fumble recovery for Louisville. Oh, my gosh. But yeah, I think the NFL would. Obviously, if you're the NFL, if you promote more 60-yard attempts because it's worth 4 points, it also means that other teams get the ball in really good field position more, which the NFL wants. So I think that there's no reason they shouldn't implement it in the future, but we'll see. First and 10 for the Louisville Kings now after the fumble recovery. Yeah, Kings might get their first home win. Crazy that's going to take this long to get it, but they might be getting it. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen, 1 at the top. Ball is snapped. Louisville looks around. Oh, it's a fumble! And it's recovered by DC. I think it should be. Did Jacobs not get that? There's no way he didn't get that. There's no way. Did he really not get that? Did Jacobs not get that ball? It was right in him. Oh, man. Let's see who they give this to. DC ball. DC gets the ball back. Oh, my gosh. DC gets the ball right back on the very next play, dude. What in the 2024 USFL Conference Championship game am I watching? Oh my god, this is just like that second quarter. This is literally the second quarter in that game where all the turnovers happened, I believe. Oh my gosh. May WV are joining at the great time. What a fumble. That's a clear fumble. That was a clear as day fumble. He was pulling his arm back. That's a fumble. Recovered by DC is what they're calling it. Oh, that's a beautiful one. Literally hit him right in the hand. That was beautiful. It couldn't be any better. And Jacobs just falls on. Ooh, he did kind of whiff that, but I guess he's still going to get it. So DC gets the ball right back. Oh my gosh. Well, that's huge for DC. They get the ball right back. 1st and 10 for the DC defenders, basically where they were. They basically did all of that to be exactly where they started. What a game. What a game. Blake Williams, man, he's having a great time. Again, his defense has done a really good job today. This game should be a blowout, and instead it's a close game. Gotta love it. Ball snap, they hand it off, they rush, get the first down. Bro, I don't even want to hear golden tempo, bro, man. I don't want to hear that. It's so bad, dude. The fact that we're load managing horses is terrible, bro. Like, the fact they're not doing Preakness is a joke. This is definitely an interesting into something else. Yeah, it's definitely really weird. Heard my Toledo need time, oh my gosh. The weather's honestly looking really good now. It's looking like a really nice day to be out there. Might be a bit humid, but it's looking pretty good. 2nd down now after the rush, immediately for a couple yards. Or for about 0-yard gains. 2nd and 10 now for the DC defenders. Seven minutes and 20 seconds left in the game, or in the half. Again, with how this game's been going, man, it's going slow. Which, man, is not good considering the fact there's another game that's supposed to start in literally an hour and 15 minutes. Ball snapped. Fake handoff. Quick throw to the right is incomplete. Oh, is that Fairchild again? Did he drop another ball that was in his hands perfectly thrown to him? Oh, my God. That's a horrible drop. I believe that was Mason Fairchild again. It's a terrible drop. You cannot have that happening to you again. For those of you who didn't watch the game last week, Jordan Talman threw a perfect pinpoint, one of the best throws he's thrown all year to Mason Fairchild. Hit him right there, and he just dropped it. And then he immediately threw one of his worst balls of the year for an interception, which was horrible to watch. But again, should have been a touchdown, but Fairchild dropped it. And right there, it's another, you can't have that drop. 3rd and 10 for the DC defenders. And they have to go for it on 4th down. They could go for a kick here. I would not be... If you run like a little bit, you could go for a 4-point field goal yourself. They're going to call a timeout. They're going to be down to 1 timeout left. Teamu ended up getting hit, and he kind of fell down. It didn't look like initially like a big one. They're suspecting that it might be like some minor, or like not minor, but some sort of hip injury or something. So they decided that he came in for one play, was still looking kind of rough and slow. So they decided that they're not going to play him the rest of the game. He is out for the game. I think it's the right call for a multitude of reasons. I also think that when you consider the fact that he's been having a bit of a rough time, I think that it's a good decision to have him sort of like rest the game, basically, try to get him back on track. So the injury sort of, in a way, is like a decent thing to happen to him, as long as it's not a serious one, because you get to, rest him for this game, which hopefully helps him against Orlando, especially because that's the MVP battle, so, but we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. Dedicated GPU, okay. We have 4-point field goal. We might have another one. I mean, depending what happens in the next play, we could have another 4-point field goal happening. James Harden. Why am I seeing James Harden on my thing? I don't want to see James Harden, bro. Not that guy. James Harden. Oh, no. That's a legend right there. That's a legendarily terrible player when it matters most. James Harden, man. Yeah, I mean, this is probably not what the league wanted. You get a delay for 30 minutes. You got another game as a doubleheader. It starts at 3. It is 1:46, and you've still got almost half a quarter left before the half. That's crazy. I mean, hey, even if the league is trying to make this faster, we're doing less TV timeouts and all that, the amount of penalties, the amount of turnovers, touchdowns, making it really hard to do it quickly. It was exactly 60 yards. They got a really decent spot where they were spotted like literally like a quarter of a yard behind the 60-yard area, and they were able to make it. Now, DC, this would be a little bit longer than 60, but they are able to potentially go for the 60-yard field goal if they want, because again, Matt McCrane has made a couple of them. So we could see another one made in this game, like within the next 2 plays, depending on this play. This is the one issue with this part of the field, right? The one issue right here is how do you play this? Because naturally, like, if you get 5 yards, it becomes a legitimately, like, doable, like, 58-yard field goal. But at that point, you know, you would rather be a 60-yard and you get 1 extra point. So, this is where it's rough, because if you get, like, 5 or 6 yards, you might as well go for it on 4th down because you kind of screwed yourself out of a point, potentially. But we'll see. Look at all the Louisville Kings fan stuff there. The hats, I believe this was the hat week. They're showing the game that starts at 3 p.m. on ESPN News. Oh, no. We hate ESPN News. Dude, nobody in America has ESPN News anymore. That's a shame. Literally nobody's going to have that. Well, if you're a Battlehawks fan, man, you ain't going to be able to watch the start of that game until this one's over. In shotgun, 5 wide, 3 at the top, 2 at the bottom of your screen. Oh, they get the free play. Nope. They lose the free play because that is a unimpeded to the quarterback. So it's going to be 5 yards. They don't get the free play. The reason they do that, if you're wondering why it's not a free play, is if there's nobody in the way to get to the quarterback, they always give it, like, you know, they just call the play dead, give you the 5-yard penalty. Because that's when you really could see, like, actual injuries to the quarterback. So, 5-yard penalty, big right there. Time to take the whole way from. Well, that helps with that. Makes it 3rd and 5. You're pretty much in go-for-it territory here, like I said, because you kind of put yourself out of 5-point or 4-point field goal range. I would argue you might as well go for it if you gain like 2 yards here, but we'll see. 3rd and 5 for the DC defenders. Against Orlando Hodge. Yeah, that would be terrible. If the Gamblers do pull off the win this week, it really makes last week look even worse, because if they won last week and won this week, they'd be in an actual really good position to make the playoffs. 3rd and 5 for the defenders. Is there a timeout or a penalty? Oh, man. Is DC calling another? Yeah, DC's calling another timeout, man. That's all their timeouts left, so that's bad for DC, huge for Louisville. So DC cannot challenge for the rest of this half. They still have their challenge, but they can't use it this one at all. You have ESPN News? That's crazy. Wiffle ball W. Yeah, I do not have ESPN News. I honestly don't even know what does. Yeah, the leaderboard is crowded. This PJ is so good right now. NFL on ESPN posting about the Tanner Brown kick. Love to see that. I'm not missing sports. Bro's got ESPN 9 or 9 or whatever the one is to watch everything. Dude, I think at one point I was somewhere and they had like ESPN 7 or something on. They had like the I forgot what it's called, the beanbag thing where you throw the cornhole, and I was like, man, that's crazy. 3rd and 5 for the DC defenders. 3 receivers at the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom. Motioning Fairchild closer to the line of scrimmage. They hand the ball off, and they get the 1st down. Great play right there. The 5-yard penalty made it really easy to go for that. Ocho, that's what I was thinking of. Okay, it was Ocho, but yeah. 1st down right there. So, big play for the defenders. Like I said, this game, for those of you that have joined recently, this should be a blowout. This should be DC getting their ass kicked. But their defense has been incredible today. The touchdown scored by Louisville was scored by their special teams, not their offense. Ball snapped. They hand it off, and it's going to be about a 2-yard gain. Maybe 1. But Blake Williams' unit has held Louisville to 3 separate field goals. Just one of them happened to be a 4-point field goal. Their unit, that DC defense, has been incredible. Talman did get hurt. DC has not had a great drive since their 1 play, 1 touchdown. But this drive is looking promising. They can score here. They can make this a really close game. Louisville does get the ball at half, so we'll see what happens there. Louisville, because DC has no timeouts left, they could potentially do some back-to-back scoring shenanigans to try and get a really big lead, but we'll see. In shotgun. 2 receivers at the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom. Ball is snapped. Fake the handoff. He's going to be sacked. That's going to be a big sack. They're going to lose about 6-7 yards on that play right there. He got basically just... Oh, it was a bad play right there. The O-line is not blocked right there. That's right. They're falling back to almost the 40-yard line there. Yeah, let's see this. DB ended up blitzing. Nobody was there for... Oh, that was Deion Jackson. He didn't see that coming. If he had cut out to the right, he could have been stopped for a second. But even then, he still probably takes the sack. That's 3rd and 16 now. Rough for DC. Again, if you are able to kick a field goal and you're able to stop him on defense, you know, it still is decent. But we'll see what happens here. Ball snapped. Might be a free play here. It is incomplete. There might be a free play. They did throw a flag early and they let the play go. So this could be a free play. Gives you 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 11. Yep, 3rd and 11 offsides. So another little break right there for DC. Louisville was trying to get another sack there. Instead, they end up giving him back 5 yards. It is still 3rd and 11. See what happens in this play. You're going to see a lot of penalties today. I know that we were talking about Dean Blandino was talking about there's a lot of flags being thrown today. This isn't even now just hating on DC. This is just throwing flags left and right, left and right. The receivers up top, one at the bottom of your screen. Got Deion Jackson, 2 Sanders is left in the backfield with him. Louisville showing blitz, ball snap, they only rush 4. Rolling up, he's going to try and run for it. He's only going to get about 2 yards on the play. Going to force a field goal. If McCrane makes this does make this a 7-point game. It'll give Louisville about 3.5 minutes to do something on offense. We'll see. Oh, yeah, you just saw the kick return? Yeah, I mean, there's been like 3. There was 2 really good deep kick returns, and then there was the kick return touchdown. Like, man, it's been a great day for kick returners today. But we'll see if McCrane can make this kick now. This makes it a 7-point game. Oh, they gotta go quickly. They got 4 seconds left. They're taking forever to get these. They got 2 seconds left. They gotta snap this ball. Okay, they get the snap off. Kick is up, and that is going to be a beautiful kick. Dead center. That's one of the best kicks you can get. Awesome kick. So it is going to be a 7-point game. I do not have a team right now. My team is still the Panthers. Like, there's about, like, 4 teams I have some sort of, like, allegiance with, but really I don't. It's mainly the Panthers, so hopefully they come back in 2028. Like, it's been promised to us. So hopefully we get... it was promised to us by Mike Rapoli that they would come back when the stadium's done. So, Panthers guys are right now pretty much nobody. The Canadian Sabres game, man. To think, the Maple Leafs spent all this money on all these big-name players, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, William Nylander, John Tavares, and at the end of the day, they have accomplished nothing compared to the Montreal Canadiens, who have made like 0 big splash free agent signings. That team has been to a cup final in the last decade. That team is about to get to another conference final, potentially. Maple Leafs can't even do that. That's actually hilarious how inept the Maple Leafs are as an organization. And now they lucked into the first overall pick, and they're probably going to blow that as well. Watch McKenna end up being terrible with them. That'd be terrible. Kick is up. It's going to be returned initially at about the 5-yard line up to the 10. Gets to the 20. Gets taken down about the 22-yard line. Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, the Leafs, man, they're a joke. I mean, bro, the Sabres are borderline more successful in the last 20 years in terms of winning playoff series. And they've been to the playoffs once in the last 20 years. The Kings are my squad. Hey, the former Showboats are finally looking decent. They haven't looked this good since 2023 when they finished 5-5 and got, boat raced by those 2 teams. Bonkers. No, that is a... ESPN, man. ESPN is unironically using bonkers to describe this game. That is great. Yes, it's been so long since I've seen dodgeball, but yes, I do remember. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. Or they do hand it off. They get about 3 yards on the carry. I love how I can tell, like, I was about to say, is my thing bugging out, and I can tell it. I think this is actually just this, because the bottom of my screen is fine, okay. Is it the last 20 years, are they equal now, or is it the Sabres have more wins because of this year? Because I know the Maple Leafs only have like 1 or 2, which is hilarious, but Sabres, man. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. Throws it to the right. It is going to be incomplete. Great defensive play right there. 3rd and 10. DC might get a chance to score here. If DC is able to somehow tie this game up heading into the half, would be huge, especially because Louisville does get the ball back. Yeah, they're showing they've got the game coming at 3 o'clock on ABC between the Houston Gamblers and the St. Louis Battlehawks. And remember, DC and St. Louis can both clinch playoff spots today. We saw the Storm clinch We could see another team clinch, and it's important to note that both the Gamblers and Aviators could be eliminated from playoff contention as well, but you can't have all 5 happen. Max of 4 because of weird tiebreaker stuff. Ball is snapped. Chandler Rogers throws it. Oh, it was almost intercepted twice. That's huge break right there. That could have been an insane interception. It would have given DC the ball back at incredible field position. Instead, Louisville is going to be able to punt this ball. Oh, yeah, first fit. Okay, yeah, that's still terrible, man. The Sabres are so much more successful than the Maple Leafs, bro. Austin Matthews had a 60-goal season all for nothing. Punt is up. DC is going to get the ball back at about the 20-yard line, up to the 25 on the return. Cutting to the right, the 30, the 35, and he's down about 36. Thank God ABC Sports. They sent this ESPN News. Yeah, not even ESPN 3 like last year. I hate to see that, but yeah. Now, for those that aren't UFL guys, remember the UFL uses college football rules within 2 minutes. So if the ball gets past the first down marker, it stops the clock while they're resetting the chains and all that, giving you like a mini timeout. So it is really good if you are a Defenders fan that even though you are out of timeouts, you still have more than enough time to go downfield and score a touchdown as long as you have a good drive. So that's definitely good there. That could have been picked. Yeah, they definitely could have been. That was a lucky break for the Kings right there. Let's see. New post. Wow, McElroy is leading the PGA. Man, if he wins that, he could get the Grand Slam, bro, in a single season. That'd be crazy if he did that. Oh, man. You got to get 2. But if he does, man, that'd be crazy. Because he had such a bad first day. He ended that first day horribly, and he's tied for the lead now. Granted, none of the other guys that are -4 or -3 have really started yet. So, you got to see what they do. But, yeah, definitely crazy start. Wait, Scotty started and he already... Wait, no, I'm tripping out, right? Where am I? Did he get a bogey? Ooh, that's right. Scotty started at Eve at -2. I forgot about that. I thought he started -3. Man, so much sports. Another one of those days you got a lot of sports. Not as much like last week, but you got like 2 fight cards today. You got the poop UFC fight night, which is a bomb fight night. And then you've got the really, somewhat hyped up MVP card tonight, which probably would... I don't know. Nah, I'm probably going to watch the Sabres game, but I'll probably watch that too. The Carano Rousey card. Like, honestly, I get it's the bigger name one, but honestly, I'm more excited for Diaz Perry. I think that's going to be a better fight. But we'll see. Or, maybe we're trending. I doubt it, but maybe. Rory is trending. Not shocked. Chris Kirk is trending. Denny Hamlin is trending. Did he just win, or is he racing at an Xfinity today? Wins the poll for the All-Star race. I do not care. So, no. Okay. I picked the... What's it called? I picked the St. Louis Battlehawks to win this game. I think the Gamblers really, blew it last week. I think they really needed that win last week. I think them and the Aviators are basically dead man walking, so that's why I picked them. Showing Harry Douglas, the Louisville wide receiver. Yeah, the MVP card. Hopefully it's not bad with ads and stuff, because Netflix doesn't have a great track record of, events on Netflix, but we'll see. Louisville Ring of Honor induction, Harry Douglas. Yeah, now you're having talk showing up on the screen. The Cardinal himself. First and 10 now for the DC Defenders. Again, clock stops with first downs. Throws to the right. It is caught. Does he get the first down? They can call him shy. It's going to determine a lot of clock. I think they're going to call him shy here. Yes, they are. So the clock is going to keep running. If that was the first down, it would have moved for about a second or two. Then it would have stopped until the clock's removed. So, yeah. Minute 34 left. They need half a yard for a first down. I would not be shocked. Ooh, I was about to say they might do a QB sneak, but nope. Using a lot of clock here. Not a fan of that. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, and they get the first down. used a bit too much clock there. They ended up wasting about like 15 seconds they really shouldn't have. Because now the clock's going to stop for a few seconds, give them time to do something. You do want to try and get a touchdown here. I understand if you're going to play for the field goal. You don't want Louisville to get the ball back whatsoever, but I don't know. We'll see. First and 10, ball snap. They hand it off. It's going to be about a 6-yard rush right there for the defenders. Going to be able to milk some more clock. Thank you, Adam. Second and 4. Ball is snapped. He's getting pressured. Spencer rolls to his right, throws it over the middle, caught at the 30-yard line. That's a big catch right there. It's going to stop the clock for a few seconds as well. They are calling it a catch for... Yes, they are calling it a catch. Yes. Thank you, God Sports. And again, clock hasn't even started rolling. That's the beauty of it. Now it did, so yeah. Ball is snapped. They throw it to the right. It's going to be caught. Gets about 7 yards and gets the first down. This is a great drive right here. Like I said, they wasted a bit too much time in that earlier play. Would have had about 15 more seconds, but they still have enough time to go for a touchdown here. They're going a really good drive right now. You guys got to keep going quick and quick. No timeouts left. You also got to be worried about it. We saw this last week, right? DC fumbled their end of the half last week as well. So we got to see how that ends up happening. So they can't blow it. Kings are calling timeout here. But yeah, DC last week, they ended up kind of blowing it. They didn't use their time properly. They didn't use, like, QB, spike at all. So they got to be very careful not to really screw this one up. You don't want to have the same situation as last week where you end up leaving points on the board at the end of the first half. But we'll see. 2nd and 1, but out of bounds and all that. Timeout was called. Louisville only has 1 timeout left. So we'll see what happens. I wouldn't be against rushing it here. You only need 1 yard. 1 yard stops the clock. It'll give you a couple extra seconds. I'd probably run it here, just try to get the first down for sure. Like I said, you should try for the touchdown. If you can get this game tied at half, despite how much better the Kings overall played and the fact they should be up more, again, testament to how good DC's defense has been today. You do that, so they need to go for it. The Battlehawks game isn't going to start late, it seems. It might be like 5 minutes. They're going to start it on ESPN News, which, it sucks, but it is what it is. In shotgun for the DC defenders. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. I like that call. First down and more. 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Abram Smith. It is 16-17. If they make the extra point, it is a tie game with 29 seconds left. Great touchdown rush right there by Abram Smith. A little bit of a shade of 2023 Abram Smith right there. Great play by him. Man, that's crazy. That was a great play call. Just rush up the middle and get the first down. He ended up going all the way down there. Will Kirby Johnson... Oh, I hope not. Oh, my God. No way he would. But look at that great play right there. Louisville just didn't have, like, anybody back there. Oh, that was a couple bad missed tackles right there. So that should be a tie game heading into the half. Again, Louisville does have a timeout, 29 seconds left. It is possible if they get a good enough return, they could get a field goal. But we'll see. Kick is up. It is good. It is a 17-17 game with 29 seconds left in the half. What a game. And again, as I was mentioning, the team that's played better today is Louisville. Louisville has they've been better. They've gotten more turnovers, but DC's defense has been incredible. As soon as the offense makes a mistake, the defense has been able to capitalize, hold Louisville to field goals, get the ball back on a fumble. They've been doing a great job, for sure. Yeah, this is a really good game so far. This is another one that's competing for one of the best games of the year. This is a crazy game so far. But DC, man, it's looking really good for DC. It's looking really not good for Louisville right now because, like I said, this should be a blowout. Instead, it's a tie game. Interviewing games within the sideline right now. And it is still possible that Louisville could score. 29 seconds isn't enough if they get a long enough return, but they did use that one timeout, which might hurt them. Now it kind of sucks that use that timeout. Use the timeout, didn't really benefit on that, but yeah. Yeah, remember, this loss isn't the end of the world for Louisville. It sucks because then you kind of have to pray that Birmingham goes like 1-2 at the end of the year. But you're not, screwed if you lose this game, mainly because Dallas did lose. Return is up to the 30. So because Dallas did lose last week, it does help you out knowing that a little bit. And like I said, it is very possible for them to go 1-2, the Stallions, because the fact they play Houston and they play Columbus twice, but we'll see. I would say this game is probably B or A tier so far. I would say A tier. This is a really good game so far. So like the insane first 30 seconds of the game, the insane amount of turnovers, great defensive play, the storylines of Teamu. This is definitely a really solid game. Louisville gets the ball at half. So that's why it was a big deal for DC to try and tie that game up, because Louisville is going to go into the half. They're kneeling the ball here. Are we really? Okay. My brother, there's no way you just called a flag for false start when they're QB kneeling. Are we dead ass? Too many men in the field. Who the hell cares? They're QB kneeling, bro. Oh my god. Dude, these refs, man. I know that Natty Fresh is talking trash about him, like, deserve, bro. You just threw that flag. Nobody cares. They're QB kneeling. Big whoop. Who cares? So we're heading into the half. It is 17-17. I do wonder if they're going to try to do an expedited half. I doubt it, but we'll see. So Louisville does get the ball at half. Obviously huge for them, but it is a tie game somehow. Louisville, man, let's look at some of these stats real quick. Look, yeah, Teamu came in, one big play and then 2 interceptions. What a stat line! Honest, this is one of the stat lines of all time. 2 of 4 for 62 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. What a stat line! That might be one of the greatest stat lines I've ever seen. I don't even know what to say about that. Sanders, 3 of 7. Okay, that's not a good stat line. Then Valladay obviously has been having a great game on the ground. Amos Smith's had a great game. Deion Jackson, Receiving, oh man, the 40-yard touchdown. Even that's a really good stat line right there. And then you got a couple of sacks, obviously. And then for the Kings, oh my god. I didn't realize it was that bad. Oh, look at that number. Look at that number. 13.9 passer rating. This says QBR. This is passer rating, as you couldn't tell. Abysmal. Oh, my God. And then receiving, it's literally just Winstead and the one Robinson play. Rushing has been, Robinson's been overall, Even then, like, again, 13-yard rush, you eliminate the 13-yard rush. That's 5 carries for 13 yards. That's not a good day on the ground, so it's basically the return game, like the 92-yard return, the couple of really decent ones there, but yeah. Even game stats, DC's winning time possession, total drives is equal, total yards is far more for DC. The defense has been playing incredible. Just like I said, the turnovers are really making this much closer for sure. 1 hour and 32 minutes, oh my god. Crazy, man. Yeah, they need to go quick for the second half, dude. We do not want this other game to be on ESPN News for more than like 10 minutes. I would put Mike DeLillo in the second half. I'm not going to lie. We'll see if they do it, but I would. The United Ball. Yes, we love the United Ball. The United Bowl, just a few weeks away. DC gonna be there again. And I'm honestly okay with it compared to certain other places I had to go to. Let's see. Still, sadly, not trending. It is what it is. Why is Coco Golf trending? Is Roland Garros this weekend or that was next weekend? Sponsorships, New Balance, $10 million for what the hell? Oh, that's tennis sponsorship. That was in general. I was like, oh my god. I have no idea what I'm looking at right now. Okay. Okay, I'm just seeing some random stuff. Okay. She lost a set. Okay. Time for DC to... We'll see what happens in the second half. If I had DC's type... Yeah, the defense has been insane for DC today. It has been actually crazy. 100% crazy. But we'll see. This apparently got delivered. Nice. Got to do that. I do not want to deal with that later, but I got to do it. Hopefully the PC stuff goes well. I got to do some PC stuff later today after this stream, so hopefully nothing bad goes wrong. Hopefully it all works out. If it all works out, it'll be really nice to make editing so much easier. Not like so much, but it'll make it easier. Let's see. Oh. Man, so tight. Love that name, the United Bowl. Yeah, it's grown on me a little bit. I still think it is, like, you really picked the cheesiest name you could have, but it is better than, just the UFL championship. It's like, I will say that for sure. Let's pull out another drink. Get me back to being awake. Dropped. He's already allowed over 100 yards in the crowd. Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible. This is one of the games of all time for sure, man. Oh, it's something else. Look at this PGA score real quick. Let's see. McElroy still tied at -4. Schauffele at -3. Did Scotty get a birdie yet? No, he is even through 2. Let's see. Griffin's getting back up there. Burns getting back up there. Patrick Reed is up there. Whoa. Let's see who fell. Oh, Campbell +12. Hey, you know what? For some of these guys, it's fine. Like, some of these guys, they make it to the weekend and then they just completely fall off. You know what? It's fine. Like, Campbell's still going to get, like, a few, tens of thousands of dollars for getting an 82nd because he's getting dead last. So, I mean, like, hey, you got your money. You take it, bro. Rasmus not doing too good. His brother's doing a lot better. Morikawa, yikes. The Fitzpatricks together at +3. Oh, rough. Ludwig not having a good day so far, but it's only been 3 holes, but still. Yeah, this is a tournament. Ryden is still finished at -2. He's got a shot. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, -5 seems to be like the best score of the day. We might get a -6, so you got to be within 5 heading into tomorrow, but we'll see. Probably 3, but yeah. United Bowl's legit. Yeah, I hope it's a good time. I hope we do a giveaway, man. All right, like, I hope they do a giveaway. It'd be cool to get, like, a shirt or something like the USFL. Like, I still have my USFL champion one. I think we technically got 3. Me and one other person went. I think we got 3 of the shirts. Like, there's so many of them, bro. So, hopefully that ends up being cool. Wow, looks like they might be doing a bit of an expedited half. It's been, like, what, 5 minutes, and they've already got guys back out on the field, it looks like. Yes. Yeah, remember, DC needs to win to make the playoffs today. Going a little stretch. New post. Fernando Mendoza with the Raiders. Oh my god. I don't know, man. It's just this halftime so weird. Kings doing majors like, oh my god, yeah. The fact this game is tied is crazy. I really can't. Dude, the U.S. Open last year sucked. Like, I forgot what that course was. That course was awful. Like, dude, I get making a course that's difficult, for golfers. But man, that course last year was awful to look at. That was an awful one. Like, it's the one thing I hate for JJ is, like, I don't think anyone's ever going to look back at JJ's win and be like, oh, man, what a win, because they're just going to think, like, that terrible tournament, because it sucked. The only good thing about that tournament was the very end with JJ making that incredible putt, and Bobby Mack just sitting there like, damn, bro, he made that putt, like he lost. But, yeah, we'll see. I mean, this PGA has been really good so far, because, like, this has been a solid one. I mean, honestly, -7 probably wins the tournament this weekend, which is still pretty good. We saw McElroy win at, like, what, -15 last, the Masters, so even -7 seems that a bit much. Winner might literally be -6. We'll see. It'll be interesting. I mean, I forgot to check where Spieth is, because Spieth is technically playing for a Grand Slam, like a career Grand Slam. He's probably not going to get it, but, you never know. Oh, he ain't getting it. Never mind. Yeah, +1. Yeah, he didn't get it. I mean, hey, if Scotty wins the U.S. Open, he gets a career Grand Slam. It's crazy. I mean, Scotty literally at the end of this year could be a top 20 golfer all time if you really think about it, which is crazy to think about it, but it is true. If he gets the career Grand Slam and wins, like, one more major, puts him at 6 majors and a Grand Slam, that's top 20 all time. Like, I mean, that'll only be 7 golfers that have done that in the modern era. Even if you count all time, I believe it's 9. It's like Bobby Jones, 2 guys did it in the old way, and then you have 6 guys in the modern era. So, we'll see. So is Roland Garros this weekend? Because if it is, then I can't wait to not watch a single minute of it. Because like I'm sorry, bro, but no, it starts next week. I have no idea what tournament is this week. Okay, but yeah, we'll see. Hmm. I did not mean to quote tweet that. Let's repost that while I'm go searching for some stuff. Come on, King, says EJ. We'll see. The Kings had a really bad first half. Like, even though it's tied, that was a terrible first half for them. They should have been up. I think they should be putting in Mike DeLillo, but we'll see if they do it. We'll see. Four new posts showing the 4-point field goal for Tanner Brown again. They already posted this like 3 times, but I guess, you know, honestly, I'm okay with them posting it more. So, Louisville does get the ball to start this half, right? So, that is good for them. But the defense for DC has been incredible. It's going to be very interesting to see, is Mike DeLillo going to start this half? Because like we just saw, Chandler Rogers was not good in the first half. Again, we talked about Tam, who's an every other year guy. Rogers is looking like an every other week guy. So we'll see if he ends up being benched or if he ends up playing the rest this time. We'll see. Dude, the lighting is so weird, bro. Look at look at them, bro. Oh my god. Dude, Roy and Roddy are looking so bright. That's crazy. Oh man, dude, this looks so whack. Man, the lighting in there is not good right there. They're showing some of the game flow. They're going to show the kickoff return touchdown first. Again, you had a huge, like, 50-yard kick return by DC, followed by an immediate one-play touchdown. Then you had a kick return touchdown by Louisville. Then you had an immediate interception, followed by, like, an immediate field goal. I mean, oh my god, this game's been crazy. The fact that it is tied is a testament to how good DC's defense has been this year. Like, they're trying to show that they are the best defense in the league, because, like, this is up there for one of the best performances all year. The fact this is a tie game is crazy. And the 60-yard field goal obviously happened. Wild. Look at that total yardage. Dude, this is the same as last week almost. Last week they had 350, only had 13 points. They had 150 less yards in the first half, and they have 4 more points. That's crazy. And look at that. 12 penalties in this game for 88 yards. Oh, my God. 5 total turnovers. This is a game of football being played. 3 first downs and a half. Oh, my God. Holy diabolical stat. That's abysmal. That's so bad. They're showing Tamu out with injury. DC out with injury. A game of football is being played. You're not wrong. Live over under is 56.5. Wow. That's crazy. 17-17. At least, I mean, hey, maybe my picks are looking better. I don't know. I don't remember how many points I thought DC was going to, Louisville was going to score. A minute left before the half kicks off, if that's a live thing they're showing right there. 2:20, so we got 40 minutes before the next game kicks off. Man, bro, if you're a Battlehawks fan, you don't have ESPN News, I feel sorry for you. If you're a Houston Gamblers fan, it might be for the best. But we'll see. Like I said, I think they should put Mike DeLillo. I think if they put in DeLillo, they got a really good shot at winning this game. Yeah, the fact that DC's defense was able to hold them to those field goals is crazy. I mean, this really should be... Especially because they got to remember, like, 2 of those turnovers... Like, Louisville got the ball, like, within 30 yards of the end zone. And one of the times they got it, like, within 10. And the fact they haven't scored a touchdown is crazy. I mean, the Louisville offense has put up, 0 touchdowns tonight. It's only been the special teams unit that got a touchdown, which is crazy. Showing the Kings players. Show us Mike DeLillo. Yeah, they need to win this game for playoff push. And they will get the ball first. Louisville does get the ball first because naturally DC had the ball first, showing Jordan Teamu. Are they going to show the play got hurt? Yes, they are. Yeah, it's definitely an awkward one. It didn't even look like it came down, like, really bad. That's not what you want to see. That could be bad. Hopefully it's not, but we'll see. We're going to start the second half soon, guys. And man, they're just really pushing the game back as far as they can, aren't they? Being bad on offense. And the DC defense has been incredible tonight. Don't give them, gotta give them their credit. They've been incredible today. I said tonight, yeah, tonight, bro. It's so late today. It's so whopping 2:20, bro. It's so late. Let's see, Louisville finally lining up to get the ball back. And it looks like Rogers is still in the game, I think. Which, I don't like that decision, but, you know, maybe it works out in the second half. Return is up at about 5 to 10, gets to the 20. The 30, no, but it's going to be stopped just short. It's going to be about a 28.5, 29-yard line for the Louisville Kings. Blake Huey for the Houston Roughnecks at one time. DeLillo, no, he played for the Defenders last year for 2 games. Well, technically a game and a half, but yeah. First down for the Louisville Kings. I got Chandler Rogers still in the game. Let's see what he can do. He might be on a short leash. We'll see. 2 receivers at the very top of your screen. 1 also at the top of the line. And then 1 at the bottom of your screen. Ooh, this could be off. Ooh, no. It might. No, it wouldn't be okay. Ball snap. They hand it off. Cuts inside. They get about 5 yards on the carry. Pretty decent play for the Kings. They needed that one right there. Time for second down. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Might call it 2nd and 4. Might call it a really good, 6-yard rush. We'll see. 2nd and 5 for the Louisville Kings. Fourteen and a half minutes left in the third quarter. Blake Williams still looking wild. Ball is snapped. They hand it off again. And it's going to be a great stop by the DC defenders right there. It's going to be about a 1, maybe 2-yard gain right there. So it's going to be about 3rd and 3 for the Louisville Kings. Let's see what happens in 3rd and 4. Wow, they're calling 3rd and 4. They only gave him 1 yard. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Ball is snapped. Getting pressured. Are they going to get the sack? He's going to evade. He's going to go rush for it. And he gets the first down and out of bounds for about a 2-yard gain past the line, or past the first down mark. About a 6-yard gain right there. The season debriefing video, finally, man, only took till like the end of the 2nd round. First and 10 for the Louisville Kings now. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. Looks to the right side of the field. Throws caught at the 40. And it's going to be a great tackle immediately. About a 2-yard gain for the Louisville Kings. Ball is out. Is this going to be a fumble for DC, or are they going to call him down? I think they're going to call him down, yeah. Still 2nd and 8, though. Still a good play right there by the DC defense. See what the Kings do now. Going to show the replay while they're getting all set up for the next play. Catch, run in. Oh yeah, that was right call. He didn't lose the ball till he was down. 2nd and 8 in shotgun. Ball is snapped. They hand it off up the middle, and he's going to be taken down. They might give him... Wow, they're really... Okay, if that top ref is giving him, that's a bad spot. They're going to maybe call him short by about 1.5 yards when it really looked like he got the first down. We'll see, though. 3rd and 2 for the Louisville Kings now. 12 minutes left in the quarter. They have not crossed the 50 yet. Ball is snapped. Rogers throws it. It is going to be wide open, caught at the 40, and they get the open field tackle down at 35. Great play right there. It was just wide open guy. They kind of assumed he was going to QB sneak it, instead they just kind of backed up and immediately threw it. Great play right there. I did not watch any of the schedule release videos. And again, NFL, it's like they saw what the Chargers did like a few years ago, and every team's trying to copy them. It's like, man. First and 10 for the Louisville Kings. This is looking like their best drive so far. Again, watch me say that too early, but let's see. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. Rogers throws deep to the left. It is going to be caught wide open at about the 15-yard line. Great play right there for the Kings. Lucky gets a great play. Lucky against his former team. Huge play right there for him. First and 10 for the Kings. At the 15-yard line. And technically the 16. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. And, oh, he breaks the tackle, but he gets the... Look, he only loses about 1/2 yard, and that's honestly a great play. He really should have lost about 3.5, 4 yards. Only losing 1/2 yard, honestly, that's a decent play right there. If you're the Kings, you take that any day of the week. 22 plays. 2nd and 11 for the Louisville Kings now. Ball is snapped. Throws it to the left. It's going to be incomplete. 3rd and 11. DC's defense might hold him to another field goal, which would be a crazy stop if they're able to hold him to a field goal here. But they might be able to. We'll see, though. Third and 11. They got a defender. Thompson is down right now. Don't want to see that, but he's down right now. Yeah, Bryce Thompson is still being helped on the field. He is walking on the field, but yeah. Hope you have a good time at work, Marvin. This game, man, it's going to be something else, but I hope you're able to watch at least part of the second game as well while at work. So, but yeah, hopefully you have a good time there. And naturally, I always appreciate you staying and listening, even if you can't chat. Third and 11 for the Louisville Kings. If they can stop him here, force another field goal, that'd be another great stop by the defenders after getting a bit of a weaker drive overall from that defense. Let's see. Oh, great. That's again, perfect. Didn't even get to the line of scrimmage. Great play by the DC defense right there, forcing the field goal. That's what you love to see. Again, that's a bend but don't break defense right there. That's not the other ones where it's pretty much they get the ball great position. They were bending, but they didn't break. They stopped them at the end. If you're DC, you're fine giving up a field goal there. Again, if you do it, you got the touchdown at the end of the first half drive, which wasn't guaranteed. Instead of a field goal, you got a touchdown. So, overall, if you're a DC fan, you can pretty much view this like a one-point game. Like, you could have kicked a field goal instead of getting the touchdown. So, you still are overall pretty solid here. You're only down by 3. You'll gladly take that. 35-yard field goal. The kick is up, and it is good. 20-17, Louisville has the lead over DC. Again, 6-minute drive. Take up a lot of time, and you ended up only getting the field goal. Great play by the DC defense. Love for that. I do agree with that sector. I think that it was right to go for that. It was a longer, you would have had to go for a pretty long play. I think that was the right call for sure to go for that. go. Responding to some comments that I wasn't able to last night. Yeah, I mean, the Kings really should be having a much higher score. It is, like, look, yes, if you're a Kings fan, you're happy you're up by 3, but they really should be up by more. The DC defense, like, this has been one of the best performances by defense all year. The fact that they have stopped Louisville from scoring numerous times with great plays. You know, yes, they got a bit lucky with that one penalty, you know, early on, and like when they were in the red zone, but even they still held them again to the field goal. Like, Louisville really could easily be up by like 15 at this point, but DC's offense scored when they needed to at the end of the first half. Louisville's been forced to kick field goals. Granted, Tanner Brown, again, got to give him a lot of credit. If he misses even one field goal, this is a completely different game. So, overall, if you're a fan of either team, you kind of take it because there's a lot of points left on the board for really both teams. Even DC, naturally, their offense had a couple of really sketchy drives. Like, most of their yards came from, like, their very first drive and their very last drive. But you got a field goal at the start of the half. You will take that as a Kings fan if you just keep scoring. So, yeah. Get it to work. There we go. Responding to some more comments while we're in commercial break. And one thing with game picks is like when the game picks video comes out, because it comes so early, and then the comments come like right before I start streaming, so it's like I always like have to get, you know, it's weird getting in there, but I'm glad I'm able to get some of these now. So gonna try to respond to these ones. Seeing G-Man's comment right now. 20. No. There we go, G-Man. You can find when I commented that if you're here. Just hit that one right there. 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Again, Spencer Sanders was, he wasn't good by any stretch of the imagination, but he wasn't, you know, horrible in that first half. The very ending was very solid for him. That was a very good time at the end, so we'll see. The game is still, I believe, scheduled to start at 3 o'clock. It's just going to start on ESPN News, and then it's going to transfer to ABC once this game is over. Ball is snapped, going to be recovered at the 20, up to the 25, gets taken down about the 27-yard line. So if you're a Battlehawks or Gailers fan, you're going to have ESPN News. If you don't, I don't know if you can watch it on ESPN Plus anymore. I think you still should be able to. But if you don't have either of those, you got to wait for it to go on ABC, which will probably be like in 40 minutes. It's so weird seeing this. Like, I get that he was the interim coach last year, but he still was the head coach. That's so weird to just be like that he's the first year of his official head coach. That's definitely a weird way to put it right there. First and 10 for the DC defenders. Spencer Sanders in at QB. Jordan Town moves out for the game with an injury. So we're going to see what happens here. Two running backs, or two guys in the backfield with him. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. Sanders rushes up to the top of the screen, and he gets about 2 yards on the carry. Going to be 2nd and 8 for the defenders. A little under 90 minutes left now in the quarter. 8 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Ball is snapped. Fakes the handoff. Sanders is rolling. Throws it over the middle to his right. It's going to be caught at about the 46, 47-yard line to Kiki Cootie. Great play, great first down for the Kings right there. I wonder if I can see this try to be another long drive. We're going to have another long drive back-to-back. That'd be crazy. In shotgun again. 3 receivers at the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom of your screen. Running back is 2 Spencers left. They hand it off, and it's going to be about a 1 and a maybe half-yard gain right there for the defenders. Good first down play by the Louisville Kings defense. Going to be a little over 7.5 minutes left of the third quarter when they snap this ball, so about halfway through this quarter. Again, the other game starts in 20 minutes on ESPN News if you are a Battlehawks or a Gamblers fan. Calling it 2nd and 8, but this might be like a generous 2nd and 8. We'll see. In shotgun. 3 receivers at the top of your screen in a mini bunch formation. Ball is snapped. Throws it deep to the right. It's going to be... Oh, is that caught? Oh, it's a beautiful catch. That's going to be a first down. He basically grabbed it with one hand and brought it right down. Beautiful catch right there. Insane catch. Oh, it's a huge one right there for Cornell Powell. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. That's a beautiful catch right there. First down. Showing top 10 nominee right at the top. Okay, we're just throwing that right off rip. That's a huge play right there. First down, DC. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Cuts to the right. Gets to the 30. And it's going to be down about the 29-yard line. Going to be about a half yard shy or about a yard shy of the first down marker. Louisville has the ball, but he was down, so clearly down, but yeah. 2nd and 1 now for the DC defenders. 6.5 minutes left in the quarter. They're reviewing this? Yeah, they're reviewing this for a fumble, I guess. Oh. They're showing a really bad angle. Dude, how is the camera quality this bad? Okay, it's on his left hand. I think he's down. I don't know. I literally can't even see the ball. It's on his left hand. Or his left arm. Not seeing it. I would assume he's down. I'm not seeing anything that's conclusive otherwise. Part of this is the camera angles are not great right there, but yeah. Yep, call on the field stands, okay. Yep, so 2nd down. Definitely can't overturn though that, so yeah. And so now after the review, it's going to be 2nd and 1 for the DC defenders. 2 receivers at the top of your screen. Looks like they're going to have 2 at the bottom of your screen, and the running back's going to be behind Spencer Sanders in shotgun. Ball is snapped. Hand it off. Cuts to the right. Gets the first down. Gets to 25. Gets to the 20. The 15. And he's out of bounds about the 14-yard line. Great play right there for the defenders. They are getting close to a touchdown here. And they're going to rush for the touchdown. Oh, my gosh. They ran it. Deion Jackson gets the touchdown. It is 23-20 after everything that happened in the first half. After all the turnovers, the kick return touchdown. DC is leading the game 23-20. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, the defense, man, what a game. The DC defenders are leading. After everything that's happened, they are actually, honest to God, leading. That is crazy. There is a flag here on the kick. They're probably going to decline this and just keep the kick as good, I would assume. Let's see. Yep, they're going to use the penalty on the next play for Louisville, so it's going to hurt them there. So it is 24-20. DC is leading over the Kings by 4 points now. After everything that's happened, they are leading the game. That is crazy. My gosh. Some random stuff right there, but we'll see what ends up happening. I do like ESPN broadcast showing who's speaking. That was one thing I do like. I think like I definitely don't like that one. I highly doubt the Aviators win, Steven, saying that. Oh, that's so sad. Dude, Aviators fans are in shambles. They know their team is cooked. That's so sad. Here we go. Got all those comments responded to. And I got to do the post comments. Oh, man. I still got so many more I got to do. That's crazy. Okay. There we go, got that. So finally got all the comments responded to. Let's go. We're at 1480. We're 20 subs away from 1,500. Ooh, getting close to the big number. Getting close to an even bigger number. That's crazy. Let's see, 41 new posts. We taken over today. Houston Gamblers. Yeah, you guys say that. We'll see about that. I think you're going to lose by 1 again. It'll be interesting to see if that ends up being true. We'll see. Let's see. Let's check on the PGA score over here. Rory is still at -4. Scotty is still at -2. There's not really a lot of movement from the top guys. I mean, the afternoon might just be being a bit rough for them, which, I mean, hey, that benefits the early guys. Grant's going to make tomorrow even more weird. Interviewing Deion Jackson on the sideline right now. We got a little under 21 minutes left in the game. So we'll see what happens in the next drive for Louisville. We're starting to get to the point where we really need some big drives to end up happening, so we'll see. Yeah, interviewing Jackson still. If they both lose and DC holds in 1. Yeah, Columbus, I mean, they're cooked. They're cooked. I would be stunned if they make it. By make it, I don't even mean make it to playoffs. I mean make it to like being alive in week 10. Return is up to the 20, the 25, and it's gonna be down about the 26-yard line. See what DC does here. Louisville still net scores touchdown offense today. Again, their only touchdown was a kick return touchdown, so their offense has yet to put up a single touchdown. Oh, we have an ESPN2 game next week, and it's St. Louis. Man, why do they hate St. Louis? Why do they put St. Louis on all these bad networks? They just assume that St. Louis is going to give them the good TV ratings. They just put them on a terrible network. ESPN2, banished. You're banished to an FS1 game that doesn't have a NASCAR lead-in. 1st and 10 for the Louisville Kings. Chandler Rogers looks to still be out there right now. So let's see, 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. In shotgun, 2 receivers at both sides of the ball. Running back 2, Rogers is right. Motions at Davidson to the right side of the field. Ball snap. They throw the quick little screen pass, and it's going to be taken down for about a half-yard loss right there. I mean, somehow Columbus is still alive today because I think their game's tomorrow. Yeah, the game's tomorrow, but we'll see. Columbus is probably getting eliminated tomorrow. I don't know. I think they get the win this week and they lose next week to the Stallions. I just have that feeling, but we'll see. Second and 10, ball snapped. Rogers is pressured. He's going to run for it. And he's going to cut to the outside. He gets past his guys, gets the first down. Great play right there. Yeah, Houston, they lose. I'm pretty sure they are cooked because of Dallas. I think that... Wait, are they cooked? They might be. I don't remember. I got to check my own post. I do not remember 100% sure if they're eliminated with a loss today. I don't remember what their other tiebreaker was. Because tiebreakers are really weird with Houston and Columbus because they both have like a secondary one. Okay, Houston, if Louisville wins, then yes. If Louisville wins today, then Houston can be eliminated. First and 10, ball is snapped. They hand it off. Cuts inside, gets about a 3.5-yard gain, 4-yard gain for Louisville Kings. So yeah, if Louisville wins this game, then Gamblers can be eliminated today. Because Dallas did not win, it means nothing. Dallas had to win for that tiebreaker to actually happen, so yeah. Second and 7 for the Louisville Kings. Two receivers at the far bottom of your screen. They got the tight end and the other receiver at the top of your screen. They got the running back to Rogers' left. 4 minutes left in the quarter. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Gets the first down. And then some. Gets to the 40, the 45, and out of bounds about the 47-yard line, roughly, for the Louisville Kings. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. See if Louisville can get a score here again. Watch him kick another field goal. Watch him kick another field goal. Oh, my God. So, Gamblers fans, you're Defenders fans for the next 20 minutes. Yes. Yeah, you got to hope that they win because you don't want to be eliminated tonight. Like I said, the issue with Houston is just the matter of beating. Like, the craziest part is their easiest way to the playoffs is overtaking St. Louis. It's just that you have to win out, which... That's probably the toughest ask because they have to win out. But they have to win out beating St. Louis twice and then have to hope St. Louis loses the last game because there's really no other way for them to make the playoffs. Like, yes, there is a world where they can overtake a couple other teams. Like, they could overtake Birmingham. They could overtake Dallas. They're not. So, Houston is pretty much screwed. Columbus just has so many tiebreakers to go against them. Because of where they've lost games, their tiebreakers are horrific. It's just with Houston, it's rough. Like, they could overtake Birmingham as well, but then you have to rely on Louisville and Dallas also falling off a cliff. So, yeah. First and 10, a little under 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, cuts inside, gets about 3 yards on the carry. Going to be 2nd and 7 for the Louisville Kings. Depending on where they spot this, they are no longer going to be allowed to kick the... Oh, they still technically should be allowed to punt if they have to. We will see, though. They're basically at the 50-yard line. Yeah, that's true. Dallas is a yikes. Dallas, oh, man. Like, you know, I'm very glad I only had Dallas at number 1 for 1 week, because I know there's some people I think had Dallas at number 1 for, like, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I'm glad I only put him there 1 week. I was just like, I was not buying into it, man. You got to give him more than a week. Like, any quarterback can have one incredible game. They rush to the right. It's going to be about a 5-yard gain. Going to be about a 3rd and 1 now for the Louisville Kings. Like, dude, any quarterback can have one great game. But to be consistently good is where it's hard, and obviously Austin Reed has not been able to do that. The defense also fell off a lot as well. It's just rough, man. The Renegades, they're a sinking ship. And they've been one for, what would you say, about, since week 2? 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. I mean, week 2 is when they, like, hit the iceberg, and they've been sinking since, like, week 4. 3rd and 1 for the Louisville Kings. 2 minutes left in the quarter. Ball is snapped. Hand it off, and they're going to get the first down there. Going to be taken down. Great rush right there. Kept getting some extra yards. Going to be taken down about the 36-yard line. Another long drive for Louisville right now. Well, we'll see. Man, I don't see the Gamblers win the championship. Man, that ain't happening. But the Kings, honestly, they could. This Kings team could do it. It's just going to be a bit rough for them to make the playoffs because of the tiebreaker loss to Birmingham. Like, that's the one thing. With the conference being, like, a single league instead of being 2 conferences like it was, it makes the tiebreakers that you do have mean so much. That's what really hurts Louisville. The fact you only played Birmingham once and you lost that game makes it so tough because you just won't be able to be ahead of them. So yeah. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. It'll be interesting. The Orlando Storm clinching the playoff spot. Just saw their post about them clinching. Oh, I'm not doing the doubleheader, but yeah, we got the doubleheader today. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta work out the PC stuff. Gotta edit. I guess I still gotta make the Storm playoff video, and I might have to make the DC playoff video. Man, they rush to the left, gets pushed to the left. It's gonna go out of bounds for about a 3.5-yard gain. Second down for the Louisville Kings now. Minute and 26 seconds left in the quarter. When they snap this ball, it's going to be about a little over a minute left in the quarter. Again, another long drive for Louisville. Very much like a Columbus Aviators drive. Just long, slow, but they're getting the first down. 2nd and 6 now in shotgun. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, cuts to the left, and he's going to be taken down for a 2-yard loss. Great play by the DC defense right there. They needed that one right there. Oh, talking about them both? I don't know about that. I would have to pull something up on the side. It is definitely weird how they are doing that one. But they're not... I don't think they're delaying the other game, but yeah, it's definitely a bit weird. I mean, the way this quarter's going, this specific quarter, like, flew by. Fourth quarter won't fly by this fast, but, like, we might only, miss the second game by, like, first 7 minutes of the game. I don't know. We'll see. Depends how fast the fourth quarter is. Last play of the quarter right here. Ball is snapped. Rodgers looks, throws it over the middle. It is caught for the first down. Down about the 23-yard line. Great play right there by the Kings. So that should take us to the end of the quarter right there, I would assume. I would assume they take us to a really solid play right there for them. Like me had a rough... Oh, yeah, the Aviators fan. Man, that was rough. You're an Aviators fan. That was rough for sure. Looking at some stuff. Okay. Okay, look at that. Okay. Let's see while we're in commercial break, just looking at some stuff. And I spelled that wrong. Let's see. Let's check at the score right now. So Pot Gators back to -4. McElroy hit a bogey. Come on, bro. Fell back to -3. Scotty finally got a birdie. He's at -3 now. Mav is at -4 after one. So everybody's hit at least one hole now. Okay. Good to see. Good to see. Good to see. The Aviators better than record shows. I don't know for sure. I don't know if I would say that 100%, because like that's at some point, like, it is pretty clear they are one of the weaker teams in the league. I would say there is an argument to that, because the fact that I don't think anyone would really look at them as like the worst team in the league, despite the fact that, so I guess technically they are, but not by like, it's not like the Kings. Like the Kings are 0-3. They were like an impressive 0-3. The Aviators are kind of like the record what they should be, but they're not really that bad. I don't know. It's a bit weird. It's definitely a bit weird right there. Misclick. There we go. 15 new posts. Battlehawks Gamblers will begin on ESPN News. Oh no, I hate to see that. Let's see. Can I do this? Hold up. Give me a second. I got an idea. I have an idea. Let me see. I might be able to do something nice. Click that. Click this. Click this. Go over here. Do I have a second window? Where is this window? Are we having a laugh? Are we really not going to show where this window is? Are we seriously not going to let me move this window? Oh my god. Ball snap, they get about a 2-yard gain there. Okay, I guess we're not going to be able to show the other game. I guess we're not. Okay, about a 4-yard gain on the carry right there for the Louisville Kings. Is literally not let... Are we really... Oh, come on now. I don't know. It's literally not letting me hit this window. That's a shame. Okay, I guess we're not going to be able to do that. Okay. I was going to put the other score in the little bottom, but it's not going to let me do that, so I guess I can't do that. It's just a shame, but it is what it is. And they get the first down. It's going to be taken down at about the 2-yard line for the Louisville Kings right there. Yeah, the show. Don't forget about the Showboats. That was a pretty classic one. The Showboats. That was one I was really pissed about. That was awful to watch. The Showboats one. Oh my god. That was a terrible one. And it's going to be a great play by the defense, by the defenders right there. There we go. So we'll have that right there so you guys can see the score of that game. 2nd and goal now for the defenders. Or for the Kings. Under center, ball is snapped. They fake the handoff, getting pressure. He's got to throw this away. Ooh, he's got a place to run. He gets taken down. Great tackles by the defenders right there. They got 2 guys that hit him hard. It's going to be stopped about 2 yards shy of the touchdown. Great play by the DC defense. It looked like Rodgers was getting sacked, fully evaded it, ran around, and looked like he had a really good position to actually score. And the defenders were able to catch him off guard. Great angles taken by them to stop that touchdown. Because if you're Louisville, you're probably going for this in 4th down. So really, really big play for them right there. 3rd and goal now for the Louisville Kings. 7 offensive linemen. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, and they're going to get the touchdown. I'm kind of shocked they didn't throw a false start there, but they get the touchdown there. Should be a touchdown. I thought it was pretty clear, so that should be 26-24 Louisville. Yep, 26-24. Louisville has the lead over DC with a little under 12 minutes left in the game. Now there's a flag. Let's see what this flag is. Is it going to be on Wallace again? Or Robertson? It might be on one of them. Let's see. And if there's a flag now, they could use this on the extra point attempt to decide to go for like 3 or 2 from much closer, which might be a play here. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's on DC. Yeah, it looks like Louisville's going to go for 2 here. So because it's a flag after that, you can use it on the point after attempt. But you have to pick early on. Or it might be going for 1. Let's see. 12 new posts. Unsportsmanlike conduct. I did not see John Rahm as co-leader. Oh, no. What are we doing, guys? Can't let him win. Well, but it's a 2-point lead for Louisville with 12 minutes left. See what DC can do in the response. What can they do with the answer? We will see. They're going to go for 1 here. I get it. You know, make this basically a free kick, but you already have a good kicker. You don't want to do anything risky, I guess, so yeah. And Shannon is upset again. And they might be challenging this. Like I said, I thought they could definitely do some challenge stuff. I thought they snapped it way too quick. Let's see. Yeah, that he should challenge that. He'd get that challenge. Because that is, if I remember correctly, that is a pre-snap penalty. So if it's done the way it should be, that should negate the other penalty by the DC defense. So if he challenged that and gets that successful, that should, again, retroactively stop the play. Apparently, right? Again, Renegades would happen to them, so we'll see. Are really saying they can't challenge it? You're supposed to challenge anything. That's terrible reffing if they are not doing that. If they're not letting him challenge, that is blatant misuse of power. You are supposed to challenge anything. That's the entire point of the Super Challenge. If you don't let that challenge, you got to get rid of the rule. The fuck you mean you can't? The Renegades lost a game because they challenged a pre-snap penalty. A false start is a pre-snap penalty. What? That is bullshit. That is blatant robbery. For those of you that are new to the UFL this year, the Stallions infamously won a game because they challenged a false start. If you don't know anything about football, a false start is a pre-snap penalty. That's what it is, the textbook pre-snap penalty. It is more of a pre-snap penalty than any other penalty in existence because it is you moving before the ball is snapped. They challenged that, and as I said before, the Renegades deserve to lose that game. They played like absolute trash. They deserve to lose that game. But they lost the game because Birmingham challenged their own player being on a false start. That is a joke. That is egregiously terrible officiating. Again, if the rule got changed, that's a fail in the league. And that's an irrefutable, undisputable, terrible moment by Rapoli, by The Rock, by Redbird. So why wasn't that ever told? Because we were never told that was a rule change. They never said that was a rule change. That has been in the rules for years, that you can challenge anything, including pre-snap penalties. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's total bullshit. They are robbing them. If DC loses because of that, that is on officiating. That is terrible by either the league or by the officials. I don't know whose fault that is. It's somebody's fault, and whoever it is deserves to be made fun of and arguably should be fired. That is egregious. It's one thing to change the second challenge rule without making a big deal about it. You can't change the challenge rule itself and never say anything about it. Because the rule has been for years that you can challenge pre-snap penalties. Again, for those that are new here, the Birmingham Stallions won a game challenging a pre-snap penalty. And I'm pretty sure even this year there's been 1 or 2. That's insane. That's insane. That's terrible. That's actually that's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. That's aggravating. After the game, they never. That's what I mean. They never announced that when they did the rules this year. When they announced all that, they at no point did they ever like actually talk about that. That's why I'm saying like it's no matter what, somebody did something wrong, because it was never announced to anybody that they changed that rule. The rule was always believed that anything can be challenged. Now apparently it's not. But apparently they never let anyone know that, just like they never let anyone know about the Super Challenge being changed from 2 to 1. Terrible. That's just terrible by either the league, the officials, somebody screwed it up. That's insane. That's terrible. Well, it's a 2-point lead, or it's for the Kings after the extra point was blocked. So it's a 2-point game. DC is down by 2. We got 12 minutes left in the game. Turn to the 5, up to the 10, the 15, the 20. Gets to the 30, and is going to be down about the 33-yard line. Yeah, the game currently on ESPN News showing that over there. $11 minutes and 50 seconds left. Where's Mo monitoring football? That is so stupid. Like I said, no matter what, it's a matter of why it's a bad look. Is it a bad look because these refs and Dean are blatantly not knowing the rules? Is it a bad look that the league never announced this rule change to anybody? Like, no matter what, this is an awful look. It's just the biggest issue is we don't even know who the issue is. That's the problem. Like, is it Shannon? Is it the refs? Is it the league? Somebody has to be blamed for this, but nobody knows who to be blamed for because, again, UFL and communication is terrible, and so we don't even know. But it's terrible, man. That's a joke right there. The Kings got a touchdown they didn't really earn right there, and that's a shame. Because that was a clear-as-day penalty. As you guys know, even I was like, they didn't call a penalty on that. Ball is snapped. Spencer Sanders fakes the throw, rushes up the middle. Great tackle by Louisville. Only going to be about a 1-yard gain for the defenders right there. The Stallions' third championship. Oh, my God. Any answer to how it happens? Yeah, I mean, no matter what, it's just who is it on for sure. Like I said, I'm not been the biggest fan. Like the false start penalty, I hated that was a penalty. I hated how they called that one because it's a pre-snap and you let the play happen. But this was a score, and if it's a score it negates, it's just, man, it's weird. Spanish is rolling. Great sack by Louisville. That's a huge sack. It's going to be an 8-yard loss for the DC defenders. Great sack by Louisville. Without Louisville's been handling these drives, if they get the ball back right after this next play, they could eat up another 5 minutes and potentially score at least a field goal, maybe a touchdown. But that missed extra point could end, or the blocked extra point could end up hurting them. Obviously, the UFL and 9 points is a 1-score game. So if Louisville does get a touch, naturally saying that if they stop them on third down, if Louisville gets a touchdown on the next drive and they go for 1, it will still technically be a 1-score game, but we'll see. 3rd and 15 for the defenders. Ball is snapped. Throws it deep. It's going to be a deep shot to the left side of the field. Incomplete. Looking for a flag. I don't think there should be one. It was a bit of hand fighting by both of them, but yeah. Shutting out the Brahmas. Yeah, I mean, it's not a blatant robbery. Like, the Stallions one was like, you challenged your own offensive lineman for a false start, and then you negated a play because of it. That's what I mean, like, you got to be consistent, like, or announce the rule change. Because I would be okay if they changed the rule, but you have to announce the rule change. You can't just change it and then not say anything about it. Because I do hate the fact they lost that game because of that, because that was such a stupid way to lose a game, but yeah. Ball is snapped. Punt is up. It is going to be returned initially at about the 35-yard line. Gets up to the 40. Makes a man miss. 50, the 45. Gets to the 40, getting down to 38. Great return right there by the Louisville Kings. They are already in field goal range. That's an insane return for the Kings. That's only like a 30-ish yard difference right there. Great return. Looking good for the Kings right now. Looking really good for the Kings right now. I did not check the attendance yesterday. I don't remember seeing that. Scroll down. Oh yeah, it's a Fort Hood gets in. This guy's not. Ball is snapped. They get about a 3-yard loss. Overall, really solid right there. I don't know. I'm looking it up. It says any on-field ruling, just in general, which, I mean, a pre-snap penalty is an on-field ruling. I don't know. It feels like some shenanigans going on. Because, like I said, last year was, or 2 years ago, was able to be, I don't know. It's weird. They didn't announce it. It's, yeah. 2nd and 13. Like I said, somebody's to blame. It's just, no matter what, it's a bad look, but somebody needs to be blamed. Pass thrown over the middle. Great reception. It's going to be about an 8-yard... No, it's about a 10-yard reception. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Again, they kick a field goal. Do you kick it here? If you kick it here, let's say you get stopped in 3rd down. If you kick it here, it's going to be 29-24. You might as well go for it, honestly. I don't know. You'd rather make it a touchdown game than a field goal game. But if they get, like... I wouldn't be stunned with a rush play here. I honestly would run the ball here. I'd go for it on 4th down. We got a regional game, guys. Oh, my God. Don't say that. Kings made 3rd down converted. These 3rd down attempts. Oh, my God. Ball snap. They rush up the middle. Love that play call. 1st down. Just like earlier, right? You get rewarded for the right play call. That was the right decision, right? They got punished for going for 1 when you got a penalty. Should have gone for 2 because you got the penalty. And then... You know, you kicked the 4-point field goal, you got rewarded. That was the right call. Go for it for the rush. If you gained 1 yard, you would have gone for a 4th down. It would have been like a super easy 4th and 2, 4th and 1. Like that decision by the Kings. Yeah, because, like, it's very possible that they changed the rule because they never really announced the Super Challenge rule. The rule last year was if you successfully did your first one, you got a second one. Then they changed it because it added too much time on the clock. Like, you got to announce these changes. These are big changes. And the fact that, like, Shannon Harris is assuming it's the same rule is just bad decision-making. Oh, it's a great throw. Touchdown, Louisville. Oh, man. Winstead was fully wide open in the middle of the field. Caught, touchdown. Louisville's up by 8 points. Remember, 9 points is a one-score game in the UFL. In the UFL, you have a 3-point conversion from, I believe it's the 8-yard line this year. It used to be the 10. I believe it's 8-yard line this year. So if they go for 1 and they make it, it still is technically a one-score game. There's about 7.5 minutes left in the game. They gotta change it, man. What, are you saying that you only get 1? Is that what you're saying? They gotta change it back to having 2? Or are you saying something else? St. Louis got the field goal. Got the little score at the bottom right there. I can't see anything else. I barely can even see what time left. But, you know, at least you got the score up there. Kings are up by 8 points. They're going to go for 1 to try and make this a 9-point game. And it is good, so it is a 9-point game. Still technically a one-score game, but we'll see. So we'll see what DC does. In 7.5 minutes, like I said, it is still the one-score game. They should get sick. Yeah, because I know the big issue, like we're seeing it this year as well, is like, if you see a challenge that you should throw it for early in the game, you would rather not throw it because you'd rather have a challenge late in the game than early because obviously, like, if it happens later in the game, it matters more, right? Like, yes, not all interceptions are created equal. If you throw 2 interceptions in the first quarter, it usually means less than throwing 1 in the fourth quarter, so yeah. Or dead ball fouls. Wow, if that is the case, they fully changed that. Because that, especially dead ball fouls, that used to also be something you could challenge. I'm pretty sure we have seen teams challenge for dead ball fouls before. Oh, I agree. This definitely isn't a robbery. Like, it definitely is within 5 minute rule. So, like, it's definitely true. Like, this is one of those where no matter what, somebody screwed up and DC did get robbed of that. But granted, right, even if that happens, you still replay third down. You could still, like the Dallas one was, again, technically in the rules. That was robbery. As I've said before, Dallas deserved to lose that game. If you watch that Dallas Stallions game, Dallas played like garbage. The fact they were even in that game is a joke. But that was robbery because that was like literal fourth down interception, and they took off an interception, and it was crazy. But like this one was still third down. Was it wrong to not let him challenge? Yes. Was it wrong not throw an obvious, like that was an obvious flag? Yes. You would have pushed him back 5 yards. Still could have scored. You know, it was third down. It's not like the Birmingham Dallas one literally ended the game, and they ended up, doing it. That was the big difference. That literally was the end of the game, and they said, no. That was crazy. Oh, man, dude. Renegades fans were fuming. I think we did a live play for that one, right? Nope. I think that was a live play. Man, they were pissed. That was so... Oh, man, that was great. Okay, pre-snap. Isn't even on... Yeah, on the field call is back, because, like, that was obvious. That was a clear one. Like, Shannon is complaining a lot, but there's a couple. Like I said, the refs today have just been throwing flags out, and yet when there's an egregious one like that, they didn't. Because I thought, like, I said false start because it was clear they were still moving, because I just assumed they were set, and they moved, so it still should have been a penalty, but yeah. You know, I was saying, like, multiple things can be true at once. DC got screwed, but it wasn't like it's a robbery touchdown sort of thing like the Dallas Stallions game was. And at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. Could be seen in the command center. Yeah, there is some sort of weird 5-minute rule, but it's still, it's bad. That's a bad one to allow, because that was a clear penalty. There's some wild stuff, man. The official, like I said, they're not they're not announcing all these changes the way they should. It's just, oh man. And let's see what DC does. They're going to get the ball at about the 30-yard line. What did I just get? Did I get a notification? Yeah, okay. Wow, did I just see the Super Bowl's on February 14th? Oh my god, that's hilarious. If that's what I just saw, that's actually hysterical. 1st and 10 for the DC Defenders. Yeah, and it's a one-score game. Down by 9 is still a one-score game. We still Winston from the Renegades, dude. He's been so good. St. Louis D saw him for the first time in history. Oh my gosh. Look at Teamu. He's got the white shirt on. It is during Valentine's Day. That's crazy. Oh my god, it's hilarious. It's hilarious, Adrian. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Cuts to the right. And he gets out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. Deckers to Keys, man. Just imagine if Deckers was healthy all year. They might not be too bad. Second and 4, ball is snapped. They hand it off, cuts inside, gets to the 45, gets to the 50, first down, and then some. Great play right there. And they could be a sneaky real. Yeah, I mean, if Louisville wins this game, I mean, they're like I said, I just don't see Birmingham sweeping Columbus. I don't think any team could sweep Columbus if they play back-to-back. So if they win this game, I really believe they control their own destiny, because I do believe that Columbus is going to either lose, they're either going to beat Birmingham this week or next week, one or the other. Yeah. There is 6 minutes and 35 seconds left in the game. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, rushes inside, gets about 5 yards. About 6 yards, actually. So, about 6 minutes left in the game now after this next play. Are we not showing this? Come on, man. Second and 5 for the DC defenders. 6 minutes left in the game. 9-point game. In shotgun, ball snapped. Fake the handoff. Pressured. Throws it out of bounds. Oh, is that intercepted? Oh, that would be... Oh, my God, he caught that. That's an interception for Louisville. That's an insane interception. That might have been a good interception in the NFL. We've talked about how much I don't like the 1 foot in bounds rule because, you got to have NFL ready. I think he got both feet in bounds. That's an insane interception. Let me see. Showing the replay. Both feet are inbound. No way. Oh, that's catch of the year. That's up there for catch of the year. That is a genuinely insane interception. That's a good in the NFL. He caught that. Both tippy toes were inbounds. That's a perfect reception. Normally we say that's why you're a DB. That guy might need to be a receiver. That was an insane catch. Interception, Louisville ball. Yeah, especially because, if any other team's playing Houston, you're like, let's go, win. Birmingham, it's like, damn it, bro. We keep losing to the Gamblers every year. The Gamblers always beat us. That's a great touch. That's a great interception. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. Rogers throws, and it's, batted down. That could have been an interception. That could have been a pick six if he was able to catch that. It is dropped. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Worst case scenario, Louisville can burn some clock right here and force DC to have to either be a bit quicker or some weird stuff. Because like I said, best case is if you want DC to only score once, right? You want them to have to go for 3. Because if they score, go for 3, and don't get it, and are still able to go for the 4th and 12, that's bad. So if you're able to get it, it can be good, but yeah. Where have we seen that before? I don't know, man. Maybe last week? I don't know. I know what you mean, bro. It's so true. 1 penalty and the whole thing just dies. They rush it. They're going to get about 3 yards on the carry. Hey, Houston is playing for their lives, so, Hey, you know what else? What else, though? Columbus is playing for their life tomorrow. If this score holds, Columbus is playing for their life tomorrow, because if they lose tomorrow and Louisville wins today, they're eliminated from the playoffs. 3rd and 7 for the Louisville Kings. I will say, man, if the Kings hold on to win this game, they might move up to number 3 in my rankings. They throw it over the middle. It's going to be caught. 1st down. Yeah, would I put him at 3? Well, yeah, I put him at 3. Would I put him at 2, though? No, I'd keep Orlando above them. I put him at 3. Oh yeah, the Kings really do. The Kings really do. The Renegades are cooked. I'm essentially viewing the Renegades are eliminated. If it's not Louisville or Birmingham, something mysterious happened. It's Birmingham or Louisville's getting the last spot. Louisville is a half game behind Birmingham because of head-to-head. So right now they're both 3 and 4, but they lose tiebreakers, so they're half game behind. Ball snap, they hand it off. It's going to be a great tackle for loss. It's going to be about a 4-yard loss for the Kings. So the Kings need to basically win one more game than Birmingham in the last 3 weeks. So Birmingham goes 2-1. Kings got to go 3-0. Stallions go 1-2. You got to go at least 2-1. So this is a huge win because this is the toughest game Louisville has in their schedule. The rest of their games are easy compared to this one in theory. Because I don't remember who they play in Week 10. Do they play the Battlehawks in Week 10 or do they play the Aviators in Week 10? I know they play somebody weird in Week 10. Week 10 they play they play the Aviators in Week 10. And then who they play next week? The Renegades. Oh yeah, so they should be able to make the playoffs. They go 3-0, but yeah. Second down now. Yeah, I mean, Louisville could definitely host a playoff game. It really could. I mean, it's possible, especially if they're able to get the heads over here, yeah. Isaiah Henny talking about the league. You love to see these former players continue to talk about the league right here. The Kings, I believe, have one more home game left. I literally just checked the schedule and I already forgot, but I believe they have one more home game. I believe this is their 4th home game of the year. Because I think they were 0-3 heading into this game. You know, at home. 0-3 at home heading into this game. Because they had not won at home yet. 2nd and 13 for the Louisville Kings. Let's see if they can get some yards here. Lucky to only lose 3 yards in the last play. Ball snap. They hand it off. And it's going to be maybe back to the line of scrimmage. I guess the lines are messed up. They're not showing the first down and line of scrimmage lines, which, you know, WESPN, baby. ASPN, baby. 3rd and 11 for the Louisville Kings. Now, this is good, though. Even though you might not score in this drive. If you're a Kings fan, you take this. Because you're going to force DC to have to go for 3 and score it. And not just because they were going to go for it anyway, but you're going to force them to have to make it instead of doing a 4th and 12 field goal scenario. So this is honestly really, really solid if you're Louisville. Like, you gladly take this right now. 3rd and 11. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, and it's going to be about a 6-yard gain. Going to force the punt here, but again, Louisville was able to eat up a lot of clock. DC's only down to 2 timeouts. So DC's going to get the ball back with, like, about 2 minutes and 3 seconds left. They're going to basically have, like, time for one play. They got to be careful not to take this return too long. They got to be very careful to not have this be a long return because this ends up being, like, a 6-second play. Arguably, they should have called a timeout here. You know, in hindsight, they arguably should have called a timeout right here. I understand not wanting to, but you kind of want the 2-minute warning. Are they going for this? Oh, they did cross midfield. Oh, that's right. They have to go for it. I didn't realize they crossed midfield. They got to go for this still. Ball snapped. Is there a timeout called by Louisville here? Kings called timeout here. That's a bit unlucky because they were not able to get it within 2 minutes. You are allowed to punt past the 50 if it is within 2 minutes, but they were not able to get there. If DC does not make the playoffs, we're talking about one of the all-time collapses. Like, 5-1 and you miss the playoffs is egregious. Like, we talk about 4-0 for the Storm if they were to miss the playoffs. Like, 5-1 is arguably, like, even worse. Because 5-5 should be enough, but if you miss the playoffs, that'd be terrible. That would be historic choke job for the defenders if that were to happen. So, Louisville has to go for the 4th down. They were not able to get this 2-minute warning, so what happens? I believe, here's the thing, I do not know 1,000,000,000% sure. There might be a world where 6 wins does not guarantee a playoff spot because of the Kings. Because now the Kings will have head-to-head advantage over you. They still could get to 6 wins, 6-4. That puts the Kings in above you. That puts the Kings are above you. The Storm are above you. No, I think they make playoffs anyway. I think 6 wins gets them a playoff spot. I think because of head-to-head tiebreak, if they get to 6 wins, they are a playoff team. So I think they just need to literally win 1 game. Ball is snapped. Throws to the left. It's going to be incomplete. DC's got a shot. I'll check that right here. 2026 DC Defenders season. Yes, they played Dallas and Birmingham once. Both those teams have 4 losses, so their max wins is 6. Technically, Dallas is now at 5 losses, right? So, yes, DC just needs to win a game. Because if they win a game, that puts them at 6 wins. Birmingham's max wins is 6. They have had a tiebreaker over them. So, yes, DC just has to win a game. That's all they have to do. If they win 1 game, they are a playoff team. It's that simple. Because only Louisville and Birmingham get to 6 wins. And if Louisville gets to 6 wins, it's Birmingham. Like, I think there's no... Yeah, you just need to win 1 game. First 10 for the DC Defenders. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. Ball is snapped. Throw it over the middle. It is caught. And it's going to be down about the 41-yard line. And it's going to be the 2-minute warning. So DC still does technically have a shot. Granted, they're going to have to force overtime. We'll see. John Trey Kirkland, I can't believe that they're winning. Oh my god. Ludwig has the lead. What in the... Justin Thomas has the lead. Schmidt has the lead. What in the hell is this PGA Championship, bro? What is going on? Meanwhile, Scotty fell again. He's at +1 on the day. Scotty, come on, man. Gotta defend your title. McElroy defended his title. You gotta defend yours. You might lose that #1 spot if you keep this up. The Battlehawks are not in yet. There is still a world where they missed the playoffs. I don't remember for sure. I think they're I think they're also winning in. I think they're also a team where any win gets them in the playoffs, I believe. That I don't know 1,000,000,000% sure, but I think they're also a win and in for the rest of the year. Here's the thing with DC, right? The important thing with DC is week 10. If we say they lose this game, it's actually good that they play Orlando. Because in theory, if Orlando even bitch slaps them next week, it should clinch Orlando for a number 1 or 2 seed. Meaning that they might rest starters for their week 10 game. So it is very possible that DC could make it based on week 10, even with injuries, because Orlando might be resting their starters. That's saying that, that's obviously saying that, they beat DC in week 9. But if DC beats in week 9, they already clinched playoff spot. So they still should get one win in their last 3 games, like their last 2 games. Like, they should beat Orlando once purely because of, resting starters and all that. Because I don't think being the 1 or 2 seed is that big a difference. Because honestly, you might even would rather be the 2 seed this year. If being the 2 seed means you play DC over the Kings at this point, you might honestly take that. Because I don't know, man. Like, I've been glazing DC a little bit, but man, depending on how Birmingham plays tomorrow, I could see a world where I might put the Stallions over DC because this is looking pretty rough for the defenders. At the same time, I think part of it is they're just a bad matchup for the Kings. All I know is if the Kings hold on to win this game, they're number 3 on my power rankings. They're moving above, they're moving above DC. That's 2-0 against DC in a row. Like, you're a better team. It's like I did with the Showboats and the Roughnecks. The Showboats, by every metric, were a worse team than the Roughnecks, but they were 2-0 against the Roughnecks, so I put them at number 7. Even though they were a far worse team, their record, their stats were abysmal. But yeah. They're showing the touchdown throw by Deckers to Kirkland. Look at that. The gamblers. The gamblers. Look at them go. So we're at the last... They're using bonkers again, okay. The last 2 minutes of the game. Let's see what happens. Can DC pull it off? Will Louisville hold on to win? Let's see. They got the second time that Kevin Sumlin. Oh my gosh. Houston will Sumlin at the way. True. Perez threw a pick 6. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy. What, the NFL kickoff game is on a Wednesday this year? Oh my god. 2nd and 1 for the DC defenders. In shotgun, they got the bunch up top. They got one receiver at the bottom of your screen. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. They get about 8 yards, maybe even 9. Really good first down rush, or really good play to get the first down right there. Yes, this game is still going on. Remember, the game technically kicked off at 12:36, so we are technically still going over what was supposed to be, even if you include the time. So yeah, throws to the right. It's gonna be tipped. Incomplete, man. If he got up quicker, he could. Number 7 could have gotten that. I believe it was Dantzler. He could have gotten that, but it's incomplete. Minute 47 seconds left. Remember, DC only has 2 timeouts, so they got to score in this drive. If they give Louisville the ball back, that's game over. The odds of them scoring, getting a 3-point conversion, all that was insane. There was a lightning before the game started, so they ended up pushing off the kickoff to 30 minutes later than it was supposed to. So the game ended up starting later. In shotgun, 3 receiver at the top of your screen. Ball is snapped. Moving to his left, he's going to rush for it. Gets to 30, gets to 35 or 25, gets to 20, gets down to about the 18-yard line. It's really solid. I wouldn't go fast. You need to burn some clock. You do not want Louisville to have the ball back. I know it's risky. I know you're thinking about the 4th and 12, so I do get it. But if I'm DC, man, worst thing that could happen is you score a touchdown, get 3-point conversion, 11 minutes left, and then Louisville scores and wins the game off that. But we'll see. Ball is snapped. They hand the ball off. Rush to the left. Gets 5 yards. Gets about 7 yards on the carry. 2nd down to about 3. There's been like 6. Yeah, and the penalties, the like infinite amount of penalties. Yeah, the Battlehawks being down by 11 is crazy. Pick 6 by Perez. Man, worst case scenario, people are going to start saying Harrison Frost time, baby. I'm going to be saying no. 2nd and 4 for the defenders. Ball is snapped. Rolling to his right. He's going to throw the check down. It is caught by Aaron Smith, who gets down at about the 3-yard line. This is getting... Louisville might want to use timeouts, honestly. We'll see. Like I said, Louisville might want to do something. We'll see. I don't know, man. It's a risky one if you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you score ASAP, go for 3, and then get it, you're going to be kicking the ball off, and you're going to be giving Louisville like 40 seconds to go downfield and kick a field goal with Tanner Brown as their kicker. At the other point, you would like to have that second chance. This is a really effed up scenario. No matter what you do as Shannon Harris and Fred Keiss, you're kind of screwed either way. Like, there's no real best case scenario here. No matter what, you're kind of cooked. It's just rough either way, but we'll see. Harrison Frost, the AFL, man. We'll see what happens here. First and goal for the DC Defenders. They did use a timeout there. I don't like that use of a timeout there. You really don't need to. I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, they can. That's what I'm saying, though. Because if you score and you get the 3-point conversion, you're then going to kick it off because you're leading, because you're tied. But then you're giving Louisville the ball back with like 40 seconds left and 2 timeouts. On the other side, if you score immediately and then go for 4th and 12, and you're naturally having to go for 4th and 12, if you fail it, you just lose the game right there. And if you go for it's rough. Also, like I said, not a fan of that timeout because if you do have to go for the 4th and 12, you're making it even tougher on that subsequent one. You should have just spiked it at that point. Honestly, you're at the 3-yard line. If you spike it, you got 3 plays to get 3 yards. It's 1 yard play. Not a fan of the timeout call. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. And they don't even get a yard, I guess is the right call. Are they going to go slow here? They might be just going for this to be the end here then. Yeah, they're not going too fast, so they're probably not going to go for 4th and 12. They got to score a touchdown and get 3. I think we may have seen one earlier this year, but I do not know for sure. I know it's rare because I think they changed it to the 8-yard line this time instead of the 10. But yeah, ball snapped. They do hand it off again, and it's a touchdown! With 28 seconds left, it is a touchdown. They got to go for 3 here. For all intents and purposes, this is game. Yes, technically 28 seconds left. You get the 4th and 12. You could get, 20 yards like that, potentially. This is borderline game to try and force OT, but we'll see. They're going to have to go for 3 here. Remember, the UFL, you can go for 3. It's going to be a conversion from the 8-yard line. Both teams do have challenges remaining. Granted, apparently in this game, they decided to change what you can challenge. So we'll see if they're able to... What happens, we'll see. Just note that if DC scores, they're going to throw... Or if DC fails to score, they're going to throw a challenge, I bet. No matter what. It might be a terrible challenge, but they're going to throw it. They're going for 3 here at the 8-yard line. In shotgun. 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Ball is snapped. He's rolling to his right. He's going to throw it to the corner of the end zone. Oh, it was too high. It's incomplete. Incomplete. The DC defenders are going to either have to throw a challenge or go for 4th and 12. Overtime rules are just alternating 2-point conversions. Now we're going to see what DC does. Do they decide to throw a challenge flag here and risk losing their timeout, or do they go for the 4th and 12 to play the field goal? Let's see. Nah, you can't. I don't think there's anything you could challenge there at all. I think it's better to just go for 4th and 12. If you get the 4th and 12, you get the ball in a decent position, you just got to go for that. Yeah, they got to go over their own 28. So if you do get it, you get it at the 40. So if you spend, let's say, 10 seconds to get that, you'd have 18 seconds to go. Probably you need at least like 17 yards. And I'm not going to say it. I'm just saying it is possible we could see a 4-point field goal walk-off. I doubt it, but it's possible. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if it's a 4th and 12, if it's a 4-point field goal walk-off? Oh my God, that'd be crazy. 28 seconds left. Got to get the 4th and 12, though. You got to get to the 40-yard line in your own territory. So this is a really tough one. If you don't get this, it is officially game over. If you get this, you're still alive. The clock stops. Remember, first downs, clock stops until the chains are moved. So let's see. And yes, penalties still apply. If it's an automatic first down, it's an automatic first down to penalties. In shotgun. 2 receivers on both sides of the ball. Running back is to Spencer Sanders' left. Ball is snapped. Spencer rolls back. He's throwing it over the middle. He got hit as he throws. It's going to be incomplete. Ty Scott is looking for something. There's going to be a challenge thrown here. It does not matter. They're going to challenge something. It's probably not going to work because it's going to be a weak challenge. But if you have it, you're probably just going to throw it because you can. Yes, you can challenge within 2 minutes in this league. I think he already threw the challenge flag because he has to. You have to go for broke here. You're probably not going to get it, but challenging for holding here. Let's see if they get this. I doubt it, but maybe. If you do get this, we'll see. Where's the other angles? You can't just show the one angle, Dean. Where's the other angles? They really only have those 2 angles. You tell me they only have those 2 angles? Man, it's hilarious. The Kings get the sweep. The Kings win the game. DC does not clinch a playoff spot. That's the most important thing if you're a fan of your team. And if you're an Aviators fan, you're not happy. Because that's bad. So that's going to be game over. The Kings win. You're going to see a lot of DC people talking about overall penalties. There was a ton in this game. Officiating was awful, both teams. Officiating was terrible today. This was an awful game for officiating. I don't think it really dictated the end. Like I said, the better team today won the game. Louisville was the better team. I know you can argue injury to Teamu. The Kings were the better team. For the Kings, they really should have won this game by more. They were so much better in the first half, mainly because of turnovers. Obviously, their offense did nothing in the first half. But their offense did come alive when it mattered most, and they got the win. So that's huge. The Kings, depending on what happens in the Birmingham game, control their own destiny, and depending on what happens in that game also means that the Aviators could be eliminated. That is obviously a very important part. So, yes, let's see my predictions. I had this 33-20, but I had the DC Defenders winning. So I got that wrong, but I got one of them right. So I'm currently 3 of 6 for the week. So, I'll take it. 3 of 6, not terrible. I'll take it. It's even, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Go back down there. Yes, the Kings finally won a home game. They finally got it. That's crazy. They actually got it, man. They got it, so the Battlehawks are up. But like I said, I'm not doing the double play-by-play. I got to do some PC stuff. Got to get working on the Storm making the playoff game. So I hope you guys had a good time in this stream. This was definitely this is a fun one. This is a weird one. This is a weird stream. Weird game. But, yeah, so the Louisville Kings borderline control their own destiny. Naturally depends on the Stallions. If the Stallions lose one game, the Kings control their own destiny. The Defenders, it's a bit rough for them. You got to win one game the last 2. You play Orlando the last 2 weeks. Orlando clinch. How does that work? We'll see what happens. But overall, guys, hope you had a good time. Channel members, like I said, I'm probably going to try to get the members video out this week. I'm already going to have to make like 80 videos because the playoff videos might as well add the members video to it. So expect that this week. If you haven't already, like the stream. If you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel. Think about becoming a member. And as always, guys, have a great night, everybody.